New Year's Eve, and I'm sick, man. I'm sick. They got me. The feds got me. I'm on some medication. Took some medication, but I've been seeing this story pop up everywhere. It's all over my feed, nonstop on my X feed. I have to talk about this on the main page. We talked about it yesterday on Clips, my second page, but it's everywhere. I mean, it's taken off, and people are doing their own investigations, and people are showing up to daycares and knocking on doors and bringing cameras. Where's the kids? Where's the kids? Chaos. And the mainstream media has now had to cover this. Nick Shirley started this. Well, he had a video that went viral. He's a conservative YouTuber, if you don't know. And this started December 26th, where he did a 42-minute video on what he says is this big fraud scheme going on in Minnesota. Ghost daycares that are not really having kids there and are collecting millions and millions from the government. Filming locked doors, empty parking lots, blacked out windows. What's going on? What is going on? And I said this yesterday, the blacked out windows is that's actually normal for daycares. That's not anything crazy. If you ever had a kid in daycare, kind of like it's partially blacked out, or it's like it has like these things. And there's a reason for that. It's like child safety and privacy, prevents strangers from watching kids, or the risk of stalking, or a lot of times there's custody situations with some parents and stuff. So that part is normal, but locked doors during business hours, that's weird. I mean, unless it's like a thing where you have to ring the bell and they have to buzz you in. No visible staff, that's odd. No parents dropping off and picking up kids, that's odd. So we got a lot to get into. And apparently CNN interviewed Nick Shirley. We're going to start with that. Somewhat start with that. And, because this Learing Daycare Center is saying that Nick Shirley came outside of their operating hours, which apparently their operating hours is like 2 p.m. It starts at 2 p.m. I've never heard of a daycare opening at 2 p.m., supposedly. And he was there before that, they're saying. And so there's a whole bunch of people investigating. Not only that, HHS, apparently they're freezing all federal childcare payments to Minnesota. Holy ish. That's a big deal. We're going to get into that too. So that's about 185 million. I guess they're going to investigate. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So everybody's showing up. And right now, live on the PBD podcast, he's interviewing Nick Shirley. I just want to play a little segment of this.
Surveillance. Maybe you can narrate to the audience what's going on here.
Yeah, so basically what they're doing inside these daycares.
And this is from a previous incident. This is from 2015, and we talked about this yesterday, that parents would take their kids to some of these daycares. They would do the sign-in sheet, bring the kid, and just take him right back out so they could charge the state.
Because I don't doubt that there's one or two or a few children inside these daycares. It'd be very stupid to be receiving millions of dollars and not bring at least a few kids to daycare every day, right? But what they're doing here is they're bringing in children, and then they're then just leaving after a few minutes of being inside the daycare. And I don't know if this is the same video where it shows the guy giving the cash to the ladies working.
Do you have the audio on there? So there is one that says they're showing that.
Oh, there it is.
From that same case,
he's handing
shows
the cash.
a man handing out envelopes of what are believed to be kickback payments to parents who are in on the fraud.
Where was the money going? I don't know exactly where it went, but it...
Order for the scheme to work, the daycare center...
You got to be kidding me. So I'll come in, I register my kids, you're able to write them off to make money off them. You send that to the Minnesota government. Hey, I have this many kids. Then they get paid. Then they come and give a kickback to the parents.
Yes.
So the problem with this is these parents are no longer going to get payments, and someone's going to call somebody out. And this has been happening for over a decade. It's not like this is a new thing that's happening. How many whistleblowers have been emailing you, DMing you, texting you, getting a hold of you? How many more whistleblowers have gotten a hold of you and David?
Yes, so many people have been reaching out. It's been almost like overwhelming to go through all the messages. But there's the people of Minnesota are so fed up with this fraud because now finally somebody's actually getting it out to the national level, because local journalists have been talking about it for years, but they've never been able to get it out to a national level like I was able to do. And so just the millions of dollars, and if you talk about why they're just giving them cash, it's because the money they receive is tax exempt, CCAP funding, and then these women that are working inside these daycares, they're not. My assumption is that they're not actually on payroll, and that's why 81% of the Somali population's on welfare inside the state of Minnesota, is because they don't actually receive a W-2 or 1099, whatever it would be, to claim that they're actually receiving an income. Because if you're running a daycare of $1 million, you should be able to pay your person a salary of at least $50,000. You know what I mean?
But none of that is documented.
No, not that I know of, because it doesn't make sense why there's so.
And there was a daycare yesterday that this somebody else went and looked at. And for shits and giggles, like I went and pulled up the daycare myself as well online, and I was looking at their history. It did seem like it was at least on the face value a legit daycare. But you see all the write-ups or the citation that they would have. And one of them was like, oh, they don't have a time and attendance. Like, they don't keep track of it. Even the kids' names, date of births, coming in, coming out. They didn't, that one specific one from yesterday we were talking about, they didn't even have that. I'm like, what the hell? That's like one of those basic fundamental things in a daycare.
So many people on welfare if they're making millions of dollars.
Yeah, so the first day this came out, people on Twitter were talking about it. The second day, silence. The third day, Kash Patel responds to it, and I'm sure you saw the tweet on here, hey, the FBI has awarded recent social media reports in Minnesota. However, even before the public conversation escalated online, the FBI had searched. So he sends this tweet, right? It's dismantled $250 million in fraud, et cetera, et cetera. And then finally, it got to a point that it was so viral that everybody had to cover it. And they barely started covering it yesterday. I don't even think they did on the 29th. I think they started on the 30th. CNN, ABC, CBS, a lot of this other stuff. Has Kash Patel or anybody from the White House reached out to you yet?
No, Kash Patel hasn't. Other people have reached out as far as like, hey, do you want to come with us to see what's happening, or do you want to see what's happening? A lot of people have sent me messages on X. I mean, Mike Johnson was talking about it, and
JD Vance
talked about it. Attorney General Pam Bondi talked about it. Everyone's talking about it. I mean, literally the GOP was using a video referencing my video on their Instagram yesterday.
The GOP was?
The GOP official Instagram account.
I mean, look, the vice president responded. This dude has done more useful journalism than any of the winners of the 2024 Pulitzer Center Prize. The VP is giving you, but the FBI hasn't reached out to you at all.
No. I mean, there's been so many people that have messaged me, but there's people who are wondering how I got my information from the government, and I've been willing to say, like, yeah, I got it from David. If you want to talk to David, here's David's contact info. But I don't know how the government doesn't have all this information. It's kind of like surprising to me.
So you're surprised that the government doesn't have this information?
Yeah, they're reaching out to me to figure out what's going on. A few of them are.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty high officials?
Not the high up officials, but the departments.
Departments are reaching out to you to see how you got it?
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
Are they reaching out to you asking how you got it because they want to catch the person that's blowing the whistle, or are they reaching out to you because they want to actually find out the work that you're doing, like some access to the information that they don't have themselves?
Well, I think they're trying to figure out how to go about this fraud because it's so big and so massive, because it's not just the daycares, it's the home health cares, it's the transportation companies, it's the people, it's the translators at the hospitals. It's so vast and big that the network is massive. So I think they're trying to get an understanding of how big it is. And that's why you hear them talking about, we've had fraud for years. Tim Walz literally admits to the fraud. He's been talking about fraud he admitted to fraud yesterday. And he said, it's been happening for years. Okay, if it's been happening for years, why don't you stop it?
He said this yesterday. Yeah, and there was the one clip that he moved a flag. And there's a whole thing about how Minnesota changed its flag to look pretty much identical to Somalia's flag. If you've not seen this, take a look at this. First, this is the clip of that. You can play this clip and then we can go matching the flag. Old flag to the new flag. So this is the old Minnesota flag. Right, Rob? That's the Minnesota flag, the old one. Mm-hmm. And he replaces it with the new flag. I believe that's the new Minnesota flag. I don't
Yes.
think that's Somalia's flag. I think that's their new flag. But if you go to the picture next to you on X, you see how it says go next? No, right there, right there. Yeah. Look at that. They changed their picture. That's the old Minnesota flag on the top left. The bottom left
Yeah, it
is
looks
the
just
new
like the
Minnesota flag. And then
Somali
go look
flag.
at Somalia's flag on the right. You tell me if you see any similarities. So they changed their flag, Minnesota, nicest people in the world is what they're supposed to be, to the Somalia flag. And then Tim Walz is sitting out there talking about that they've been dealing with this for many years. Yet he was bragging, if you have that one clip when he was debating with J.D. Vance, that they're opening up the most daycare centers and record-breaking daycare centers, and they're doing such a good job. This was in the debate, folks. Watch this.
We in Minnesota passed a paid family and medical leave. You have a child, and I had to go back to work 5 days after my kids were born. This allows you to stay home a certain amount of time. What we know is that gets the child off to a better start. The family works better. We stay in their employers. We get more consistency in that. So Kamala Harris has made it a priority. We implemented it in Minnesota, and we see growth. That's how you become a pro-business state. And so a paid family medical leave program, and I will tell you, go to the families or go to the businesses and ask them. As far as childcare on this,
And we did that.
you have to take it at both the supply and the demand side. You can't expect the most important people in our lives to take either our children or our parents to get paid the least amount of money. And we have to make it easier for folks to be able to get into that business and then to make sure that folks are able to pay for that. We were able to do it in Minnesota, and I'm still telling you this. We were listed as the best state. We're still in crisis on this. A federal program of paid family and medical leave and help with this will enhance our workforce, enhance our families, and make it easier to have the children that you want.
So in this debate, he challenged you. If you want to find out, go there. You took up the challenge.
Yes.
You went there.
Took up the challenge.
And maybe he shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, he shouldn't have said a lot of.
So yeah, Nick Shirley's on this podcast right now. Well, I don't know if it was pre-recorded. It might be live actually, but it's premiering or showing live. I guess it's live, yeah. Talking about the situation. Now, let me do HHS and then we'll do CNN. But HHS, okay? Health and Human Services, United States, made a post. And I was like, oh, shoot. They are not going to be happy. We have frozen all child care payments to the state of Minnesota. You have probably read the serious allegations that the state of Minnesota has funneled millions of taxpayer dollars to fraudulent daycares across Minnesota over the past decade. Today, we have taken 3 actions. We have activated our Defend the System for all ACF payments. Starting today, all ACF payments across America will require a justification and a receipt or a photo evidence before we send the money to the state. Alex Adams and I have identified the individuals in Nick Shirley's excellent work. I have demanded Governor Tim Walz a comprehensive audit of these centers. These include attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections. Let's take a look here.
And families. Hello, I'm HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill. I'm here with Assistant Secretary Alex Adams. Alex oversees the Administration for Children and Families. Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
My office, ACF, provides Minnesota $185 million in child care funds each year. That money should be helping 19,000 American children, including toddlers and infants. Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children. Yesterday, I spoke directly with the director of the Minnesota Child Care Services Office. She could not tell me with confidence whether those allegations of fraud are isolated or whether there's fraud stretching statewide.
Today, we have taken 3 direct actions against the blatant fraud that seems to be rampant in Minnesota. First, I have activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF child care payments across America. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment. Second, I've just signed and sent a demand letter to Governor Walz. I required a full 360 review of these centers. This includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections.
And third, we've launched a dedicated fraud reporting hotline and email address at childcare.gov. Whether you're a parent, a provider, a member of the public, we want to hear from you. Let me be crystal clear. ACF expects every state to uphold the highest standards of oversight, monitoring and accountability for federal dollars. Minnesota is no exception.
We're committed to holding bad actors accountable. Regardless of rank or office, anyone who's involved in perpetrating this fraud against the American people should expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Okay, so the fire's coming. The fire is coming. And there has been proven cases of daycare fraud in Minnesota. Investigations dating back from 2013 through 2019 uncovered schemes where daycare providers overbilled state by claiming more children or hours than actually provided. Yasmin Ali, owner of, I don't even know how to say that, Deco Family Centers, pled guilty to fraud, sentenced to 2 years in prison in order to pay $1.5 million in restitution. Raids between 2015 and 2017 on Minneapolis daycares led to charges against at least 10 operations. Oh, there's a chase? Oh, shit! Hello? Oh! Okay. Okay, bye. Oh, shit. This thing is a chase. Oh, my God. This is a rare occasion. Hold on, we're going to have to interrupt this.
A very dangerous situation indeed. And again, still putting the public at risk. You can see right there going across through another solid red. That was a major intersection out there. So right now, we know deputies have backed off the pursuit because one of them was involved in a traffic accident. We sure hope that deputy and whoever that, whatever that vehicle hit, hopefully maybe it was a parked vehicle. We don't even really know right now. But if there were others involved, we hope everybody is okay. Those burglary suspects still driving very erratically out here. Speed still 50-something miles an hour. Very tight streets. And again, you can see this vehicle continuing to run. Where they're going, I have no idea. And why they continue to keep driving like this, also kind of up in the air out here as it would be, not a pun intended, because there is nobody behind him.
Yeah, it's kind of a circuitous route here that this driver is going, staying here on surface streets, and again, very dangerous as it stays on surface streets. Burglary suspects was the call, and started near the Cudahy area. It looks like we're now in Southgate, nearby Southgate. You saw the wash there when you pulled out there, so we're along the 710 freeway, and this pursuit remains on surface streets. And you're saying, Stu, you still don't see the black and whites because one already got into an accident. Are there LAPD airships here watching this, or is this driver just driving all by themselves?
Just driving all by himself. There is absolutely no law enforcement above him or around him at this time. As far as helicopters go, they would have been the sheriff's department, and they did not launch, maybe because of, don't really know. Could have been weather, could have been a lot of things, but they said the airship unavailable. And, you know, the sheriff's department, their policy for pursuits is very, very open, as it would be. We've seen them in the past really stay behind people, and we've also seen them in the past just kind of give it up very early on. In this case, that when they get involved in an accident, I am sure that they stop to help their brethren.
Is why we love you. Double exclamation mark emoji. Flex biceps emoji. Double exclamation mark emoji.
Involved in that. So definitely they discontinued, or the vehicles that were in this pursuit all stayed at that location. Right now, that suspect, the speed slowed down a little bit, but still running all these stop signs, continuing to move along at a pretty good clip out here. And again, a lot of other traffic. We've been keep watching this guy passing people, cutting people off. And as far as law enforcement goes, nobody's around him, above him, or on the streets.
It's a daycare worker.
But that vehicle continues to
daycare
evade
worker police chase.
Who? Themselves? Chase it, basically said it in the past. Maybe he's running from his own demons.
Yeah. Well, each pursuit is different, as we know, Stu, and police have different protocols depending on the safety of the public and if that's a danger. We have seen him run a number of red lights, go through a number of four-way stops, not paying attention absolutely to the rules of the road, going down one-way streets the wrong way, speeding through residential areas. So he is a particularly dangerous driver. Do we know if the car itself was stolen, or is that the call that came in? You said a burglary call?
Well, burglary usually means some sort of like a residential robbery or something like that. And I'm also kind of curious about the damage on the hood. I wonder if that happened when they were already chasing him, because it seems like some of that is relatively new. Speed's definitely becoming more normal. Maybe he's streaming our app and he's realizing nobody is around him, but we're definitely keeping an eye on him. It looks like these streets are getting tighter and tighter out here. Does he know where he's going? Well, this seems to be coming to an end. This is an area out here. Maybe it's going to continue on. Nope, that's a dead end right there. So we'll keep an eye on him for sure. If this vehicle stops, we'll definitely try to pass that information along. Maybe Freddie at the assignment desk could give a call to the sheriff's department, and or maybe he's doing a 3-point turn. At least he's doing that well. But at any rate, looks like it's going to keep moving out here. But again, this car definitely not in an area that he knows. Because coming up to that dead end, you can clearly see that was not his plan.
All right, the suspect now in the Downey-Norwalk area, and it does appear that this driver is slowing down the speed just a bit, probably knowing that there are no cop cars or there are no officers following them.
And given that they went into a dead-end street, doesn't seem like he really has a destination or a game plan here.
Yeah, they just seem to know that they may have eluded police, at least at this point. It doesn't mean that police don't know where they are. So,
okay. We're going to keep an eye on that pursuit, and Stu's going to pass along any information if it becomes available. But for now, let's get over to Star for a check on our forecast. A lot of green coming through our area we can see on the radar.
Yeah, that's right. You know,
I don't understand why the weather is so important to these people. I mean, that's why they're so stuck in where they are, this media. Like, there's a police chase, and they're like, all right, well, we're going to just tune out. By the way, the weather, you can report that at any time of the day. We don't need 24/7 round-the-clock weather reports. You can check your phone, the app on your phone. It's crazy that they always do this. I guess we'll return back to the topic. Let me see. I guess Fox was the only one out there. Let me double check. This is why I don't really do. I'm going to start just doing police chases on the second page. Unless I'm live already, we'll tune in for a little bit here. But it's just a waste of time. It really is just a waste of time. All right. So we'll get back to the topic then. Let me just switch the title back. Switch the thumbnail back. That's what police chases are dead, man. Just switch this back. And the thumbnail. Let me just update this. Add this lady back. CNN. Oh, you know what? Let me check the other YouTube page on Fox. Yeah, they that one, but I thought they have one that's like just remains live. Oh no, they completely took over for the weather. That's crazy. I don't understand. I never understood the media's obsession with weather, like 24/7, and there's something really important happening, and they just cut from the weather. Oh, from the whatever incident it is. Like somebody could be murdered. They're like, oh, by the way, the weather today is like Jesus.
7 o'clock this morning.
All right. So we switch back everything. Let me see. That's why you can't get excited for chases anymore. Back to the fraud. Back to the fraud. Somebody said Chase is back.
As well for Wednesday evening.
It's not. Okay. Where's the chase back? Where are you guys getting that from? Tell me, where's it back at? Is there a different website, Fox? Mm-mm. I don't see nothing, Pippin. Nope. They cut off. That's it. That's it, guys. All right. So CNN apparently interviewed Nick Shirley.
For families, the Trump administration says it is now withholding all federal child care funding to the entire state. The agency says the state receives $185 million for 19,000 children, and now that money will be gone. And the agency did not specify any alternate plans for families who will be affected. DHS and the FBI said they were surging resources to Minnesota to investigate what they called suspected fraud sites. This all comes in response to a viral video posted by a MAGA content creator. He claims that he uncovered widespread fraud by Somali-run child care centers in the state. CNN is looking into those claims and has not independently verified the accusations. But the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services is taking the allegations at face value. Take a listen.
Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment.
However, the so-called evidence comes from a man who has posted anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
People are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds. Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside, and there should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a daycare.
There should be a reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
Their doors are locked.
And so, okay, you bring up a fair point. Then why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years. Both Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel said on social media they've indicted dozens of defendants. DHS has posted multiple videos of agents they say are conducting a massive fraud investigation.
Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, for years.
And why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children, they're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
We reached out to
Our lawsuit's coming.
Several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside?
Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
You know, we have talked about fraud. We have gotten stories. We've tried to push this forward every way that we can.
At the daycare where Shirley showed back up, a stream of children walk inside.
You're saying that this is a fraudulent daycare. There's kids being dropped off right now.
Yes, the Commissioner of Children literally said a week ago this place was closed.
Did you know
They're
that?
showing face right now.
A viral video, disputed claims, and their full fallout remains to be seen. Dozens of fraud cases that DOJ is touting began during the Biden administration. Back in 2022, the U.S. Attorney's Office for Minnesota announced 47 indictments for this massive fraud scheme. Since then, they've indicted more than 30 more people, and in total, they have secured at least 56 convictions. Whitney Wild, CNN, Minneapolis.
The group chat is back to talk about all of this right now. And Sarah, I want to go to you first. What do we know based on evidence about the alleged fraud in Minnesota and how legitimate and widespread it may be?
Well, I think a lot of people were very apt to believe Shirley's videos because we had indictments in 2022 when reporting first came out about this issue. It was David Fahrenthold, then at the Washington Post, who started to unravel all of these claims. The reason why I think Shirley's post has gone viral amongst some of the conservative community is because Minnesota is a politically convenient target, not just for the president, but for the party. Obviously, the governor there, Tim Walz, was the running mate to Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. Ilhan Omar has long been a foe of the president's. And you noted up top that the ICE immigration raids on Somalis has been a priority for the president. So all of this collectively has made this story.
And by the way, with the CNN hit piece, I guess, they were saying, they're like, oh, now there's kids being brought there. And we talked about this yesterday, that there was a resident there that said they've never seen kids being dropped off there. They've never seen all these cars in the parking lot. All of a sudden, there's all these kids showing up in these cars in the parking lot. And some of the arguments that people are making against Nick, too, they're saying, oh, you came outside of office hours, which I guess their office hours are from 2 to something. What kind of daycare starts at 2 p.m.?
Something that people want to gravitate to. And in addition to that, previous reporting that uncovered widespread fraud in Minnesota from years ago also makes people more apt to believe this, where I think a lot of folks in the media, including you mentioned CNN, which is looking to verify this video, are showing pause and trepidation around Shirley's reporting is just that making sure that it's actually verified that it's showing fraud in a similar way that we all evaluated the initial reporting that came out in 2022.
And Antoine, what does it say about the media landscape at this point when a YouTuber with an anti-immigrant past can post a video with scant evidence, we can say, that launches a federal surge into a state?
I think there are different types of media, and I think Sarah's right. Truth be told, there's been local reporting on this matter for years. In fact, there were
and these people have been washed. That's why CNN sucks. They've been washed. I think a lot of these people are upset and jealous that this guy just walked in there and got all these views and went viral. And the argument that these people keep making, the only argument I've seen these people making is that, well, there's been fraud there for years, and it's been there in the past, and they've looked into it. So what does that mean? It's still happening, though. Why is that okay? Now, I agree, they're going to have to investigate this Learing Daycare Center. To me, it sounds like it's a scam and a scheme. In general, that's kind of easy. If somebody just wanted to run a daycare out of their home and have a couple of kids come for the year, whatever, and then you can collect on the government.
Thank you, Mel, you're awesome. Praying gesture emoji. Red heart emoji.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the 6 months or 8 months. And the other thing, too, people were arguing oh, well, it's an unannounced show up once a year that comes and checks out the daycare. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got paid or be like, hey, you break me off with some amount of money, I'll let you know I'm coming this day to come check out the place. How hard would it be for that to happen,
9 convictions under the Biden-Harris administration, as I understand it. And quite frankly, while there's a lot of attention on the Somalian community, there's a white woman by the name of Amy Locke who was convicted, I think, on several different charges, who was considered the ringleader of this. And many of these daycares have been shut down for other reasons, like their ability not to be able to operate properly in the state. And I think the YouTuber video points to one of those who had already been shut down in the past. And And quite frankly, I think that the governor has been hamstringed by the legislature for political reasons in order to do more. He was able to shut down the Housing Stabilization Fund, another accusation. So this has become politically convenient, and there's currency in this by this administration to make this a right-wing, red meat, racial talking point about the Somalians, and of course picking on Tim Walz. At the end of the day, I don't think anyone wants to run away from accountability, particularly Tim Walz, who's up for re-election in the state next year.
And also, we know, as we mentioned earlier, VP Vance, he retweeted Nick Shirley.
Yeah, VP Vance and Elon Musk. What is this here? Oh, this was kind of interesting. So there's a lot of, now other people are looking into some of these daycares. Alpha News reporters visited more than a dozen autism centers and adult daycare businesses in Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. They found no children present, empty rooms, mostly vacant facilities, autism therapy centers with no patients present. And yet, just 4 of these locations raked in nearly $7 million in taxpayer money.
Okay. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Do you have openings here? Is this the autism center?
Yes.
Do you have openings for new clients?
So I need to check with my manager regarding that, and also can I know what is your provider available?
Yeah, it would be for just a young child.
Sorry?
An opening for a young child?
Oh, opening for a young child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what your autism center, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, can I know the details of the child, please?
Just with the autism diagnosis.
Okay, but before that, I wanna take few information regarding the child and the details.
Are you recording? Yeah, we're just getting information about whether or not you have openings.
Oh, what's your name?
My name is Liz.
You can't record though. This is my manager on the line.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the thing. You should try to do this undercover. Maybe not have your cameras out blasting, because people are going to be uncomfortable to talk with you.
And also, can I know what is your provider available?
Yeah, it would be for just a young child.
Sorry?
Oh, an opening for a young child.
Oh, opening for a young child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what your autism center, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, can I know the details of the child, please?
Just with the autism diagnosis.
Okay, but before that, I wanna take few information regarding the child and the details.
Are you recording? Yeah, we're just getting information about whether or not you have openings.
Oh, what's your name?
My name is Liz.
You can't record though. This is my manager on the line.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering.
I saw you recording when I was walking behind you. You can come back.
Yeah, we're just wondering if there are openings here.
Okay, you can come back in 5 minutes from the manager. Go to business card? Here, you can take the business card.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And call your manager?
It's on there. You guys can speak with him.
That's the owner, but the manager's coming back in 5 minutes if you guys want to step on. Guled. What's the manager's name? You can come back and talk to her.
Hi there. Do you have openings here?
Openings?
Yes.
Like what?
Are you guys at capacity? Do you have openings for new clients or?
I just came back today, so I will ask.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Okay. Is it an adult daycare that you're looking for?
That's what this is, right?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
It's 75 and we are full.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate
You're welcome.
it. The thing is, these people are already on high alert out there in Minnesota. So if you come in with cameras, everybody's going to be like,
Oh, hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm wondering if you have any openings in your adult day center?
Actually, we are full capacity. We have a small capacity.
How many do you accept at a time?
We only accepted 35.
35 and you're at capacity at this time? Okay, thank you. Hi there. Are you a childcare center? Yeah. Do you have openings or are you guys closed at the moment? I wasn't sure if you're in business or.
So we all been, we're supposed to we open in the morning, but we didn't have enough children until about the morning. So now people they come late, 1 o'clock after the school.
Okay, is this the bus that you use?
So this class, not this one, but there's another fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many kids do you have in the afternoon then?
60 something.
60? Oh, they come right after school.
Yeah.
And they're like Monday through Friday?
No, 7 days.
Oh, 7 days.
7 days.
7 days. Okay, and 60 or 70 is your...
60 roughly.
Do you have openings for new kids or?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I mean, this is going to have to be like fully investigated, you know, I guess by officials. They're going to have to like, all right, I want to enroll. Can I take a tour? Can I check out your place? People are going to have to see the daily routine of people coming in and out. Now they're saying too that there was this daycare out there in Minneapolis. They're claiming that they were targeted. They were receiving telephone threats and violence, and that supposedly they're claiming they were vandalized. The Nokomis Daycare Center. Nokomis. And apparently they took documents. So the place was broken into and documents were taken. Oh no. This one actually has 5 Google reviews. And they have a website. You see? Oh, that's a different daycare website. Google reviews. Okay. 4.8 stars. And the last reviews anybody ever did of this place 8 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. What kind of daycare is that? I mean, a lot of that stuff is sus. I mean, if I was a parent and that's when I saw the last review to any daycare, I would not go in there. Because it's like a revolving door. A lot of kids are coming in and out. They're going to the next grade. You know, they're getting out of daycare, coming in. Let me see some of my local daycares. I mean, it does seem like there's something fishy going on, you know. I don't. Last review. 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I don't know. So I guess conveniently, maybe, I don't know, the documents are taken. They're gone. The Minnesota license lookup website is still down. Also, now you can't even look up, these daycares, apparently. The Minnesota license lookup website is still down, but people are submitting some of their neighborhood daycare findings. This one is across the street from me, and never once have I seen a single person walking through the door. They do have 2 vans that never move, a white one and a black one. Every time a loud vehicle drives past, the alarms go off, so someone is watching. No, man, no. No. Cam Higbee is also looking into it now. Let's check out this video.
All right, we are at Halauli Safia Childcare Center in Kent, Washington. They have received $863,000 since 2023. I don't see any signs right off the bat that it's a childcare facility. There's no car seats, there's no children's toys, nothing like that. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna check it out.
Hola.
Hi, is this Halauli Childcare? No, there's no childcare here. Okay, God, thank you so much. Have a good one. There's no childcare. All right, guys, we were just at Halauli, what's allegedly Halauli Childcare Center in Kent, Washington, which is right behind me right here. We went up to the door, the exact address listed on the state website, receiving over $800,000 since 2023. They claim there's no childcare here.
A couple $100,000 for the cars.
I went and tried to ask the neighbors if there was daycare there. Nobody answered, but I could see the people who lived in that house peeling the curtains back, because just like all of the other places, all the curtains were drawn, you couldn't see in or anything. They were peeling the curtains back and watching me as I walk around to the neighbors' houses, and they're scrambling and yelling, and I can hear them. What's up with that? Pretty weird. So I'm out of the field now. I'm back at the house,
And I'm looking at this Halali Safia children's daycare on their government webpage, and their licensed capacity is 9, just like the other place. And their total available slots, meaning the total amount of children they can take on, is 6. Meaning this daycare is only serving 3 children. I mean, I think it's likely they're not serving any children, considering they told me they're not a daycare. But at most, there could be 3 children being served by this place, and they're raking in $800,000.
That's crazy. No wonder people are doing this shit. Oh, we're home anyway, or at home wife or whatever. Yeah, I run a daycare. I saw some posts today talking about, oh, can I run a daycare out of my basement and what are the requirements? I didn't know this was the hustle. Taking a couple kids throughout the year, babysit them, throw in some snacks, put the TV on, put some music on. Y'all go have fun. Y'all be good. Raking the money.
Since 2023. I've now pulled up one of their inspection reports for Halali, and what you see is, again, short-term, long-term, serious, and immediate risks. The government defines serious and immediate risks as risks that pose serious risk of injury, illness, or even death for children that attend these daycares. And this is the most recent inspection report with no indication that it's been corrected or fixed, and they're still raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't even understand how this is possible. A normal inspection report for one of these daycares is like 2 pages long.
And they're over here harassing people for Cash App, how much you made on Cash App, and trying to tax you on that bullshit.
But look at this. It just goes on and on and on with short-term, long-term, serious, and immediate risks. On and on. I mean, I don't even know how far, we're not even halfway. You can see the scroll wheel on the side. This is how long this report is. It should be only 2 pages. Look at this. I showed you the horrendously failed inspection was in February of 2025. But if we come over here to their funding, like, check this out. February 2025, they received $32,840. In March, another $32,688. In April of 2025, $32,688. And again, like, there's no indication that these issues were fixed. This is 207 is the most recent inspection that's occurred for this place.
Wow. There's no chase going on, guys. I have Fox open right now. There's no chase. What? Hello? Huh? You said there's a chase again? For real? Okay. Maybe you're right. Okay, maybe you're right. All right. Okay, thanks. Oh, shit, you're right. Oh, this is from Phoenix. Oh. All right, guys, we got another interruption. Sorry. Here we go. What was that? Was somebody yawning or whatever?
It's the most exciting pursuit I've been on in a while. Oh, this is the only pursuit I've been on in
Phoenix.
a while.
Okay, we got another chase. Happy holidays. Let me change the title again. Wow. Thank you. I thought you meant Fox Los Angeles.
Again.
This is a burglary suspect.
This one's going to be tough.
Wait, is this?
Yeah.
This is Fox 10 Phoenix, but it sounds like.
Unless he.
Oh, this is Los Angeles?
Does his own thing.
Let's do?
Yeah, it looks like he's unhappy with his choice.
Ooh. I guess it's going to take us a while to get through this Nick stuff.
Yep. This might be the end. This is the end.
Why is it the end?
Hey, we won't be able to follow him.
Oh.
I mean, we can try, I guess. I don't know. I
LAX?
can feel Chris is probably talking to LAX right now. Yeah, he's going to go under the bridge here in a minute. And we're going to have to cross. There he goes.
If we're lucky, they'll give him clearance. Maybe we'll get lucky.
No, I don't think so. I think this is just dumb luck. Let's see, we'll pop out on the other side. And we're going to try to cross. Brutally honest. Huh?
Unless he just stays under.
They're not letting us do the Sepulveda? Bastards. Just hang here, though. Just hang here.
Yeah.
Just hang here. Jeez, it's taking forever to get through there. I'm kind of wondering, did I miss him? That's not him, is it?
Just stop.
That's him.
That's him, yeah.
Let's see. Maybe we can follow him for a little bit. Maybe he'll come back. Come back. Come back, baby. Come back. Nah, it looks like he's riding off into the sunset. Oh, LAX, why do you got to be so mean to us? You know why? Because you're jerks. That's why. Straight out jerks. What's he doing now? What? I'm being serious. Looks like he's cutting over, wants to go somewhere. Looks like he wants to make a left turn, a right turn. Hang on. See where he pops out. He's going to pop out right over here somewhere.
Oh, what was that? Oh.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he ran out of gas. He was just trying to... Oh, there he is.
Is he pulling over? No.
Pardon me?
I feel like some of these criminals, they have to know
I'm
that,
just
like,
not a fan.
if you're in a pursuit, try to go to LAX
No, they
and
won't.
pass
You
it.
said it.
You
I
might get
believe
lucky.
you.
Lose the choppers. I guess busy day with the chases.
I think he made the turn and I missed him. I think he made the turn and I missed him. I'm being serious. I'll call myself out. Either that or he made the turn here and we just couldn't see him. All right, crappy camera operator. Sorry. Yeah, we can go.
Is he gone? That's it? Did you lose him?
Crappy camera operator.
He's gone. Another one bites the dust. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. And another one, and another one. And
Freddie, do we want to go back and see the crash, or we don't care? Well, do you remember where it was?
I guess that's it. Another one gets away. I don't know if the other guy got away, but another one gets away.
Santa Ana. All right. No. The cross street was Santa Ana. It's Cudahy. Yeah. Here's the heading. There it is. Except for that guy over there.
Okay. So I guess that's it. The constant thing with spamming, the Trump stuff that he yarded a 13-year-old, that was an allegation from 2016, a civil lawsuit where a woman named Katie Johnson, that was her pseudonym, I don't think that's her real name, claimed that he yarded her at 13 at a 1994 party, her and Jeffrey. But it was dismissed, voluntarily dismissed and withdrawn just days before the presidential election, claiming that, citing that there was threats. He denied the allegations. No criminal charges were ever filed because it was a civil lawsuit. The lawsuit was dropped, and that was it. The only other thing, too, recently that came up in the newly released Epstein files was that somebody had called anonymously into some type of tip line.
The Google.
And said that I forgot I don't remember what it's that he watched somebody get murdered or something like that, but it was like unverified. Okay, let me switch the title back. Let's try again and see if we can get through this. Did we watch this already? I think we did watch this.
We sort of did. We saw the same thing. The windows with vinyl covering, can't see inside. We ring the doorbell, but actually somebody responds to us. Hey, is this Dagash Family Childcare?
No.
It's not Dagash Family Childcare?
No.
Okay, what's the name of the childcare here?
I don't have that.
And what is weird is that some of these addresses are listed as daycares, and there's no daycare there. Like, what the hell's going on?
I ask, has this place ever been a childcare? The woman says no. But obviously, Washington state records tell a completely different story.
Yeah, this specific address is locked into Washington state records as a daycare.
Yeah.
It's locked into like the Google paid for the business.
Yep.
Is this address, right?
And it's up to date with licensing. The numbers here.
Okay, so we just visited
Cyber LA, thank you for the super chat.
Family Childcare. This address was confirmed online. They get $23,260 in October.
They have made $210,000 just this year.
And how many kids again is this place registered for?
Oh, that's the fun part. 3.
Wow. Shit, we open a child daycare over here. Shit. This was a 2013 expose by a local report.
A pattern of what's going on.
What is going on?
It's terrible how it's misused.
We spent 3 months digging through records, doing surveillance, talking with insiders.
It's big. It's bigger than I think the state realizes.
To expose a scheme that's costing tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars a week.
It's a lot of work, and you have to make sure that, everything is following the rules.
Yasmin Ali is the owner of Deco Family
Oh, that's the lady that was caught up.
Centers.
Yeah.
This is her giving a tour to an undercover Fox 9 producer.
But a lot of people that we
She was charged.
With are low-income families.
Ali tells our producer that many of her customers are on assistance. They qualify to have the government pay for their kids' childcare. They can get that help if they're working, training for a job, or hunting for one.
I think it's doing a disservice to the people that truly do need childcare assistance.
We interviewed 4 Deco employees who have intimate knowledge of the operation. They've also shared information with government fraud investigators. 2 agreed to talk on camera as long as we disguised them.
So they were misrepresenting a lot of what was going on there.
Exactly.
According to our sources, Deco was actively recruiting women who qualify for child care assistance and offering them jobs at the centers, some to watch their own kids. A fact these moms confirmed to us.
Hello. Do you work here?
Yeah.
You do? How many children do you have? 2? And the children come here as well?
Yeah.
Who pays for their child care?
For the child care money?
Yes.
The county.
The county.
Deco then bills the county for child care while the moms are supposedly working.
Were these legitimate jobs or not?
No, there were too many that were being hired. We didn't even need that many.
Our informants tell us that only a small percentage of the moms did anything.
2%. 2%.
Did some kind of work.
Did some kind of work. Sometimes they would come in, sign their children in, sign themselves in, and go grocery shopping.
Our sources say the more children a woman has
Sign myself in and go to the bar, go hang out with the guys.
to enroll in childcare, the more she'd make per hour, even though she had the same job title as all the other moms.
The reason for that is because then they had more assistance for each of the families.
On numerous occasions, we saw lots of women coming to the centers, each with 4, 5, or more kids in tow.
Her value was in how many children she had.
According to government records, DECO's Minneapolis and St. Paul centers were each eligible to receive nearly $50,000 in child care assistance funds every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Do the math. That's over $2 million a year.
Damn.
They're making a ton of money.
According to our insiders, timesheets were submitted to the county, which inflated the hours the moms actually spent in the centers, allowing DECO to bill the government for maximum child care time.
So they'd fix the time schedule.
Correct.
A lot of women they did this for?
Yes.
State inspection reports obtained by the Fox 9 investigators show DECO has previously been cited for a number of logistical problems, including a lack of keeping accurate records of when staff worked. They were also fined for failing to do background checks on employees in order to provide documented proof that staff members received mandated safety training.
While employed there, I saw falsifying documentation.
So the record showed they'd received this training, but in fact they had not.
Correct.
I stopped by DECO's Apple Valley office to speak with owner Yasmin Ali. She wouldn't go on camera, but I did record our conversation.
We're told that you were falsifying records to get child care money.
That is not true, but as I say, I'm not going to have any comments right now.
In addition to all the funds for child care, DECO was also getting public money for kids' meals. The Minneapolis Center got nearly $90,000 for food in its first year of operation. This place did the catering. It's owned by Yasmin Ali's brothers.
Wow, so they're all in on it. That's insane. We talked about that yesterday, the fraud previously, this huge, massive fraud. I forgot, defeating the kids, or what was it called? Feeding Our Nation, some huge, massive scam during COVID. They were collecting all this money and claiming they were feeding all these kids. And so apparently, with this lady that got caught up, Yasmin Ali, which I did see that story about her. She got sentenced to 2 years in prison. Her brothers did the catering. Everybody getting paid up in this bitch.
We obtained a copy of the catering
Everybody get paid in
contract
this bitch.
signed by Adarus Ali. We've seen his signature before on federal court documents. In 2009, Ali pled guilty to perjury. The Justice Department says he lied to a federal grand jury, testified he knew nothing about Somali men from Minnesota being recruited by a terrorist group to fight in their homeland, when in fact, he sat in on a discussion and even drove some of the men to Twin Cities International for their flight to Somalia. Ali did not respond to numerous requests by the Fox 9 investigators for...
Wow. Wow. So there's other people now doing their own independent, I guess, investigating. I guess this empty Somali-owned Minneapolis daycare rakes in $1.1 million a year.
Massive fraud in the state of Minnesota, especially in Minneapolis. This daycare right here, run by Somalians, has taken in from the Minnesota government $1.1 million. This daycare says it can hold up to 40 children. I went up to the door. The door is locked, and as you can see, the windows are blacked out. I can't hear any children in.
I wish they would stop harping on the doors are locked and the windows are blocked out. That's a normal thing. That's not anything crazy. It's a privacy security reason. I wish they would stop harping on that. I guess these people don't have kids or never been to daycare before. You know, it's for privacy reasons. Even, I mean, I've seen in multiple places they have that. They don't want people just standing outside, staring through the windows, looking at kids, picking kids off, or, you know, whatever. But if you go up and you ring the bell, you should be able to go inside. Hi, how you doing? I'm just inquiring. I wish these people, some of these people would like, hey, I'm inquiring about, like, you know, bring my kid over here. You know, how much does it cost? Can I get a tour? That's that kind of shit.
Inside this daycare, it's midday right now. You'd think there'd be children in there playing, being taught, but no one is in there. This daycare, within 2 years, has taken in over $2 million. The Somalians are robbing the taxpayers in Minnesota blind. This is just one daycare located in Minneapolis that are doing exactly the same thing. We've went into daycare after daycare. All the doors are locked, all the windows are blocked out, and they're raking in millions upon millions of dollars. This Tim Walsh's Minnesota is allowing this to go on. It's super easy to find fraud. All you need to do is go up to a door, try to open it. It's closed and there's no...
Ring the bell. Like somebody said in the chat, ring the fucking bell. Or knock on the door.
Children. So you know these daycares, they're not full, but yet they're taking in millions of dollars every year. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Oh yeah, this is where they were calling out
How do
Nick.
you know that you're right? How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
That was conservative YouTuber Nick Shirley. His viral video where he's going door to door at daycares in the Minneapolis area and saying that he's uncovering massive amounts of fraud at Somali-run daycares has exploded on social media. Elon Musk retweeted the video. J.D. Vance retweeted the video. CNN is looking into Shirley's claims. This idea of fraud in Minnesota, though, is not new. In fact, for many, many years, the Department of Justice has been prosecuting cases against dozens of defendants, many of whom are concentrated in the Somali American community here in the Minneapolis area. Some of those cases actually began under Biden's DOJ in 2022 for a various list of different types of frauds. And so far, there have been at least 80 people indicted, at least 56 convictions. Attorney General Pam Bondi responded to the Shirley video, as did the FBI Director Kash Patel. Both of them say federal law enforcement has been all over this from the beginning and has secured many indictments. Further, this has become a major political headache for Governor Tim Walz.
Tim Walz. Let me show you. I found something that was actually kind of funny. The Quality Learing Center play set. Well, they got a play set for kids now. Check it out.
Starwave Toys, it's the Quality Learing Center playset, the place where kids can't read good, but the cash sure does.
Whoa, empty desk.
Load up the money counter and watch the grants roll in.
Guard the door.
Deploy the fully armed Somalian security figure. He's got the place on lock. Create daring government audits and massive defrauding action. Just
wow. AI video. Yeah, it's taking over. This was crazy, man. I don't know. These are the actual faces of Minnesota daycare owners. Yes, it's real. So this post went viral. It's going viral. Let me see. This is really real now. Nah, man. No. Man. Oh, yeah. Apparently Nick Sorter's on the case too, I guess. Nick Sorter. We got to check out Nick Sorter. He's on the case.
It's about 10:15 out here outside the Quality Learing Center on a Tuesday.
Apparently they're fixing the address too. Apparently there was some type of, not only was the logo misspelled, but something with the address, I believe, was misspelled.
Night, got 10 Somalis out here trying to fix their misspelled street name. We'll see how much success they have there.
Oh, no. Yeah, even the street name was misspelled.
This guy back here is going to continue pacing around. He's already got several photos of my license plate.
Is Nick Sorter out there?
What he's going to do with that.
Nick Sorter's out there.
Later. They didn't quite finish the job changing out the sign. Guess I interrupted there. I'm in a public parking lot here. I'm not on their property.
Yeah, Nick Sorter's out there.
Hey, man, do you want to have a chat? Okay, I was just saying you were taking pictures of me, so I was just...
Yeah, you were taking pictures of me?
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I'm glad you're finally changing the sign. You're going to change it to actually what it's spelled as. You want to say your name? I know. I'm on the sidewalk. You want me to pose for you? I guess you guys can do this just about all night. You don't open until what, 2 o'clock tomorrow? Is that what it is?
So their operation hours, which is kind of insane to me, is 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Wow. 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
This is the daycare center, 2 o'clock. Huh? What'd you say? Huh?
They go home.
Oh, you don't want to talk now? All right. No, I was just curious. How many people do you need to change the letter on the sign? You got, it's, what time is it now? 10:30? Almost 10:30 out here on this Tuesday night.
Damn.
You got me. Unlike you guys, I'm not wearing a mask. I don't have to hide my identity. You got plenty of pictures of my rental car license plate though, so I'm happy for you on that one. I was just minding my own business. You guys came up to me. If you want to chat, I'll be over here. I got all night.
12 o'clock midnight.
It's now about midnight outside the Quality Learing Center, and as you can see, unfortunately, no luck getting that sign finished. Maybe tomorrow, but they have cool open flags now. Look at that, now open, because apparently they were closed just last week. Pretty wild, man.
Okay. Nick Sorter's out there on the case.
Automatically tune out. Right now, Republican lawmakers are asking Minnesota's Democratic Governor Tim Walz to resign after renewed focus on a state fraud investigation. A viral YouTube video by a creator who has shared anti-immigrant and anti-Muslim videos in the past put a major national spotlight on the investigation. The video claims Somali-run childcare centers in Minnesota are committing widespread fraud and provides limited evidence to support the allegations. It was a video that was amplified by Vice President J.D. Vance, Attorney General Pam Bondi, and Elon Musk. Now, the FBI and DHS say they are surging resources into Minnesota, including at those child care centers.
Notice initially how this man tries to frame Nick Shirley. There's a million things he could have said about Nick Shirley. He chose to say that he shared anti-immigrant and anti-Muslim things in the past. For a large portion of Democrats, once they hear that, they automatically tune out whatever Nick Shirley is saying. It's a subtle way to delegitimize what he's saying and what he's doing. Then later on in the video, they say that he has a limited evidence, which technically is not incorrect. And that would lead someone to believe there's, he thinks he has some evidence, but probably not very convincing. It could very easily lead someone to believe that. Rather than saying, yeah, he was at daycares in the middle of the day, nobody was there, you couldn't see in, no one was answering. These daycares didn't even want more business. They didn't give him a way to register his child. They turned him away. They genuinely seemed not interested in getting more business. There's a lot of context that they could have gave that they chose not to give. Because if you think about it, why would someone not want more business? Humans operate off of incentive structure. So if they don't want more business, what's the incentive driving that behavior? Because in the vast majority of cases, the vast majority of cases, businesses always want more clients. So to watch so many different businesses not want more clients and not seem to take client acquisition serious, it makes you ask questions. But rather than CNN being like, yeah, there is a lot of evidence that's very sketchy, they don't want to be realistic. They want to help push a narrative. And that's their prerogative. I'm just calling it out so people can see it for what it is and help me call it out. Because it's turning into an information battle. Many on the left, like I said before, are going to try to downplay this, make it not be a big deal. They're going to try to make it go away. Also, right now, there's a 43% chance that Tim Walz is charged with a federal crime before 2027. And this would not be good for Democrats going into the midterms next year. So they'll likely try to downplay it. So this is another reason you're likely going to see many of them.
Tim Walz. Still got a lot of stuff to go through. The Somali daycare was very unhappy to see me. Is somebody else doing an investigation? Who was this? Chris Sims.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find the local daycares.
We already know about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
This is a licensed property. If you have a complaint, go to the state.
Okay, I was trying to find out if you guys are a daycare. I was just trying to see.
Nice looking house.
You don't have to. If you want to know any questions, just go online and ask who you need to ask. But
no, there's nobody online to ask, so I'm just trying to ask you guys.
No, you don't have to ask us anything.
I don't have to?
If you have any questions, go
I
to
do.
the state.
I have a question. I was just asking you guys. Okay, you guys were listed on the website and a bunch of websites, so for daycares. So.
Oh, then
It's yeah, no, you can. Yeah, I have. You can go door to door.
So if you have any questions, go call the Childcare check, and they'll give you whatever information that you need.
Okay, so you guys aren't a daycare then? Not a public daycare, right? Okay, I didn't think so. Oh, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that's like odd to me too, is these places, like the other person was saying, like they're business oriented. And so if you've ever been to a daycare, you know, to try to inquire, because a lot of people, that's what they do, inquire. They're, so, you know, usually very welcoming. I can understand somebody walking in with a camera like this. Maybe they're not going to be so welcoming. That I understand, but usually welcoming. You know, they offer you a tour. You're going to ask about rates, what programs do they offer. You want to check out the outside playground area. You want to make sure it's safe and secure. You want to meet the teachers. You know, all that kind of stuff that goes into it. So these places that are running out of homes, which I've heard of that, daycare's running out of homes, but then they're so like, we don't want to talk to you. There's no information. There's no phone number. You should be able to call and be like, hey, how you doing? I'm curious about bringing my child to your place. All that kind of stuff.
So these ones were really hostile. I just knocked on the door just to see if it was a local daycare listed on the websites. She said, contact the state. It's interesting.
Nice looking house. Ivory Hecker apparently is on the case. She had some interesting things to say. So she thinks, and she's saying that she believes, I saw this video this morning, that it's a legitimate business. She's a reporter, and she used to work with Fox in Texas a long time ago. And she went independent. And she's actually a really nice lady, because I was covering a case about a missing girl in Texas. And I did an interview with the killer's father. The killer's father. The guy reached out to me. I thought at first I thought it was a troll. I almost wasn't even going to respond to the email, but I didn't. It turned out to be him. And so I did this interview, and it blew up at the time. And so all these people were calling me, media, and at the time I was still working a regular job and YouTube. So while I'm at work, my phone's getting blown up. People are looking for me. And she was actually really nice and compassionate. The other people were just wanted to get what they could get from you. She was actually really nice, Ivory Hecker. Anyway, so she went independent. And so, okay, let's see what she had to say.
Why was the word learning misspelled?
That was a printing error.
And how long was it that way?
I don't know, but the printer, now that you guys have put the printer at bay, now the printer is reprinting that up again. So sometimes it's just hard to get printers to come out in the wintertime as the weather changes to put up new signage and things of that nature. And because we had different types of weather elements going on, it was just delayed. But for the simple fact, just because it is a misprint, everyone is taking that out of content.
It looks like it's fixed now, though.
Yeah. So,
and who are these people here?
People, American. Oh, they're people.
Well, that looks like some daycare kids.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know why y'all thinking kids are not coming. Like y'all are out here like they're not, like kids are not coming.
There was another video I saw she posted.
Why was the word learning?
I'm gonna start posting another video. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Hey guys, it's Ivory Hecker.
AK Kamara.
Two independent journalists out here at the Quality Learning Center in Minneapolis. You guys asked us to come out and check out what is actually happening with daycare centers in Minnesota. Is taxpayer funding being wasted? So, Quality Learning Center, they first of all just fixed their name there. We've got a lot of corporate media here with us, which I'm thrilled to see, but they're not ignoring what was shown by independent media. Now, did the first independent media get the story right is the question. So allegedly the hours here start at 2 p.m. It's 2:30 right now, and we have been seeing kids trickling into Quality Learning Center.
Well,
some people may think, well, that's just staged now because the media's on it. We just talked to the Childcare coordinator as well as the landlady who owns this building. I'm feeling like it's a real daycare center. What do you think?
I think it's a real daycare center. The thing that I am still very curious about is it something that they've kind of been operating, maybe not everything above board, only because there's other reports of other people that have said they don't see a whole lot of activity all the time, but it's always possible. And this is why it's important to do more than just one hit, to actually be able to gather as much information as possible, because it's possible that they do have lower operating numbers. And one of the consultants claims that unless she were to see the numbers, she actually doesn't believe that the state of Minnesota has given over $9 million in CCAP funding to this daycare center. So, and that's one of their consultants.
This coordinator right here, we just interviewed her, and we'll put that on YouTube later today for the full investigation we've done today. But she did say they do not have a full capacity of children here, but that's normal, she said. When I asked her whether the state has been double checking on whether they're legit this week, she said no comment. She's also not saying how much state money or federal money they are receiving. Now, we are also checking on other fraud cases here in Minnesota today that I think you guys will find quite interesting. And that'll be up on my YouTube, Ivory Hecker on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. Quite interesting.
This has been awesome.
Okay. So that's Ivory. So she, I guess, doesn't really think there's nefarious stuff going on there. I did pull up the website for the Department of Human Services. And they've had multiple licensing review, conditional license review, licensing review, license investigation. We'll see if we can take a look at some of those violations. See if there's anything interesting there. They're saying that this place has been, let's see, active since when? Initial effective date, October 17, 2017. Areas used by children were not in good repair. Crib mattresses or sheets did not meet safety requirements. Written parental permission had not been obtained for administering medicine. The program did not submit a background study request to DHS. Children's files did not contain physical exam documentation. Staff did not supervise the children at all times. I wonder who's the people that are doing these inspections. What the hell? Unusual activity. You're seeing this page because our system has identified unusual activity, and we want to make sure they want my name, my email, and why I'm there. The fuck? What? If you believe you reached this page by mistake, complete a form. Unusual activity blocked. What the? I'm not even allowed to read the website? Wow. I refreshed it, it went back. That's weird. I like the other website that I was looking at a different state where they actually had the PDF files and you could see the people's notes and citations and stuff. I guess this is all like electronic. Licensing investigation, hazardous objects found around children. Staff to child ratios were not maintained. I wonder if there's any way for these people to know and have a heads up when the inspectors are coming. They're coming. Fill it up, send the kids. I wonder.
Fraud in Minnesota. This one's going to really piss you off. So the video you're about to watch was published on October 22nd of 2025. That's what? Almost 2 months before Nick Shirley did his Exposé segment. You know that learning daycare, the one with the name spelled wrong? Do you know they had 95 violations? 95 violations. And what did Tim Walz, what did our government do about those violations? 95 violations. Does that information get shared to the DOJ, the FBI? How is it possible that a daycare that's completely fraudulent, it doesn't exist, has 95 violations and yet is still raking in millions and millions and millions of our tax dollars? Check this video out and then ask yourself, when you watch this, realize that this was 60 days before Nick's Exposed. Check this out.
You ready for another Minnesota fraud story? I know this is going to shock you. This one involves a Somali woman. I know that's not typical there at all. This one involves the Quality Learning Daycare Center that's in downtown Minneapolis. This daycare center opened in 2018. From 2019 to 2023, they racked up 95 violations, and yet they are still in business today. Still are. Well, Miss, I don't know how to say her name, Simon Aden, a Somali, has, she bills the government for 200 families, says she serves 200 families a year. Now, a lot of families that have small children have more than one small child in daycare at a time. So there's no telling how many children she's saying she services, even though it says very clearly that they can only service 50 children. How can she only service 50 children but 200 families? How does that work? Not sure. I read where this company in particular has received $3 million from U.S. taxpayers because this is a low-income daycare center, and they have funding that pays for that for these families. And that's paid for out of the Childcare Assistance Program out of Minneapolis, or out of Minnesota. It's probably a Minnesota thing. But yeah, low income. Oh, and also, you know, they said they serve 200 families. Get this, somebody set up a trail cam outside there.
What?
Just to see how many children go in and out per day.
Oh.
It was shocking, the number of children that they found going in and out of that business. Know how many it was? 0.
Oh, Nick should get a hold of whoever supposedly documented that. So this was before Nick's video came out, according to this person, 2 weeks before.
0. None. 0. Also, get a load of this. That's the outside of the daycare center. Notice anything weird about it? What is a leering center?
So she was on this before Nick had come out on this.
Leering. She can't even spell learning right. Give me a friggin' break. Oh my gosh. These people, they are making millions while the rest of us are barely scraping by.
My thing is, and what I'm thinking is that these places with all these citations, to try to make it seem legit, if you want to survive and you want to keep the scam going, I guess you want to try to be legit. And so I wonder how many citations can a place have before it's closed down? Somebody have to die? Somebody have to go missing? Like, what is exactly? This station did an investigation. They said, review of the daycare finds safety violations, but no mention of fraud, absence of kids.
We are watching out for fraud this evening with the latest on a viral video alleging fraud at daycares in Minnesota.
It triggered unannounced state visits to the daycares featured in it. And now for the first time, we're hearing from a consultant who says she works with at least one of those daycares.
She told our Richard Reeve she is seeing no wrongdoing.
Right behind me is the Quality Learning Center off Nicollet Avenue. I'm going to scoot out of the way so you can get a better look here. We've been seeing people coming in and out of here for much of the day. It has all the appearances of being open. You can see that parking lot pretty packed right now. This is one of those seen on that social media feed by a self-proclaimed independent journalist. He claims to have found rampant fraud at daycare centers that use the Childcare Assistance Program, or CCAP. That's taxpayer-funded daycare. Now, a steady stream of kids and parents have been coming in and out of the Quality Learning Center since it opened around 2 this afternoon. Just yesterday, the Department of Children, Youth, and Families said the center voluntarily closed on December 19th. But the commissioner says staffers notified the state they were reopening.
That's so weird, too, this whole voluntary close thing. Why? Why would they voluntarily say they're going to close and then they decide, you know what, let's cancel?
Yesterday, the Department of Children, Youth, and Families said the center voluntarily closed on December 19th. But the commissioner says staffers notified the state they were reopening. R.J. Coles first raised questions about CCAP funding a year ago about why some daycares, including the Quality Learning Center, kept getting taxpayer dollars after repeated safety violations. In June, the state cited the center for 10 safety violations, including crib mattresses and sheets not meeting safety requirements, written parental permission not given for administering medicine, and areas used by children not in good repair. Now, we spoke with Lafayette Robinson, a daycare consultant who works.
This is who Ivory was talking to.
With the Quality Learning Center.
When the licensor comes out, they're not looking just for violations that can be a citation for the building, but they're also looking for kids, and they note if there are kids in the building. So whenever they come out, there's always kids in buildings. They are unannounced visits.
Now, that YouTuber's video claims that Aldi's center must be committing fraud because kids were not at the center when they came by. State officials say all the daycares in that video had unannounced visits, and there were kids in those centers at those times.
They're talking about the once a year unannounced visit by the inspector. I wonder if Nick Shirley, I haven't watched this full 40-minute video. Did they watch for a couple of days? Did they just show up one time, come in and out?
That ring. So as you can see, no one here is answering. It's just past 10 a.m. right now. Hello, looking to get some information about childcare. Okay, so as you can see, I just asked about childcare. Is this childcare?
So this is in Washington.
Okay, so as you can see,
Bright Family Childcare.
I just asked about childcare. Is this childcare for children? It's not? Yeah, I just want to make sure this is Tawakkol House. Yes. Okay, just wanted to make sure. What's the email address? This is Marine Childcare here at 2918. Okay, how come I can't receive childcare here? Okay, face covering required. I saw this location on the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. I just saw you go in a moment ago, ma'am. Are you unfamiliar with this address right here, 2918, is listed? I don't know. The kid started to answer honestly, and his dad then became a bit panicked and rushed him inside. Hello? I saw you move the blinds. I'm just looking for some information about childcare, daycare. Looking for information about childcare, please. So the person just moved the blinds over there. There's absolutely someone here. This business is open right now, according to the DCYF website. If you've seen the Nick Shirley story on YouTube about Minnesota, where they've got all those facilities over there and they're listed as, you know, operating 24/7, 365. So I came down here as a journalist to see if that's in fact what's going on. This Seattle Housing Authority location is listed as having, within a 3 square block area, as having 20 facilities operating childcare at them.
Okay.
And so far, only one of them appears to be legit.
Okay. You have a gun on you? Okay. Well, the issue is that now they're saying that you lifted your shirt in a...
Wow. Now they're saying this place of business, supposed place of business, they're saying that this guy on video lifted his shirt and showed a gun, like a concealed weapon.
way to demonstrate that you were armed. You didn't... There was no intention.
No!
Okay,
Yeah, no,
well,
that's it.
don't lie to me. You were there. There was someone back there. You was someone over here. Did you feel fear for your safety? Like what was going on?
No, I didn't feel fear. I didn't feel fearful for my safety. I was just like, hey guys, what are you doing? I was just trying to ask what was going on.
And so to that end, did you ever remove your shirt to reveal that you're armed? You can tell.
Wait, what did he say, motherfucker?
To reveal that you're armed. You can tell that the community is upset at large.
I don't even know what his response is.
And so if we just walk away from this, then obviously that's going to have, you know, well-documented after effects. So,
Again, okay? I have kids sleeping in my room.
So, yeah.
I'm going to DCYF Child Care Center.
Okay?
I'm going. There's licenses for these places. I'm going there to see if you guys have applications for service.
Yes.
Do you have a right?
Yes, it's a business. You've seen my journalism, so you guys know I'm not a provocateur looking for a fight. I think I probably am gonna just head out of this community right now. I mean, I've got 12 out of 20 places, and out of those places, 11 seem incredibly suspicious.
Sure.
One seems legitimate. Okay, wow, that's crazy. This is absolutely. What?
I'm gonna wait till I come in my house. No.
You want me to come in front of your?
No. Just go, sir. Have a good night.
That's not like a threat or something, is it?
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Have a good day. Whoa. Wow. Intense. Seattle Housing Authority District here in Rainier Valley. Here in southeast Seattle. You know, with as many people showing up as there are, and kind of ugly that was starting to feel, I think I'm gonna probably call it good for today. I mean, that's pretty intense. You've got 2917, 2918, two Aaliyah and Rihan right around the corner. A lot of people getting angry here, and I think we know why. And then Tawako, Basha, Ilhan, Bright Family Daycare, Honey Home Daycare, Kayla. There's 12 of them that I've been to now that have indicated that they mostly are not operating above board. So I think what I'm going to have to do now is go and get some public records requests done. So what I'm going to do is head out of the area right now, keep my head on a swivel for sure.
I don't know, man. See, Bella, thank you for the 5. Appreciate that. What they don't tell you is that, yes, they are unannounced visits, but they typically have a window when they show up. I figure there could be some type of insider or something, or pay me off this or that or something. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I looked up the review for one of the places that this guy went to. I was looking up the reviews, and something that kind of stuck out to me, this Bright Family Childcare, is that 6 months. So they have 3 reviews, right? 3 reviews. Well, actually, somebody left a review yesterday. I guess based off of this video, based off the video that guy made. But there was a husband and a wife that decided to post in 2 parts, and their wife did part 1, and then the husband posts part 2. I'm like, Okay. Having our child watched by Amal was having peace of mind. I wish I could give her infinite stars in this review. It's nearly impossible to be able to write in words how instrumental and important she was in our child's development, nor how she and her family are some of the greatest human beings alive. But I'll do my best. Our child had a rough entry into the world, born under the influence, left at the hospital by the woman that birthed him, and withdrawing. He had a lot going on against him developmentally and physically and mentally. We learned of Bruce's life when he was 4 months old, and he was in our care by 5 months old. My husband and I never had kids before, so we had no idea what we were doing. Needless to say, we were unprepared, and we had a lot thrown at us between being new parents and co-parenting with the state until his adoption finalized. We developed quite the routine of unconditional love for our little baby during parenting leave, and the thought of handing him over to another human being gave me an anxiety, at least, where we could take Bruce to where he would be around other kids, but also the specific individualized care he needs. Where could we take him where they would help with our physical and speech therapy practices? Where could we take him where we felt peace that our child was somewhere he was loved and cared for while we were at work? Amal. Damn, this is a long ass thing. We found Amal through our social worker. Amal is connected to the DCYF, which makes her licensed. Oh, thanks for telling us. Amal accepted our daycare payments from the state, which the state payment system is clunky at best. Sometimes the payment wouldn't come through on time for reasons we didn't understand. And sometimes Amal would have to be on the phone with the helpline, which I can't imagine can be convenient. Lately, I also am someone who is almost always late on communications because having a child has made me scatterbrained. But Amal was so non-judgmental and patient with us. She is an absolute saint. She was our one and only childcare provider. She and her family were incredible. First impressions were that she was very professional, kept extremely clean home, and curated a comfortable, safe learning environment for children to learn and thrive. Bruce was comfortable with her right away, which gave me a good feeling. So far, I was sold. She also has children of her own. They were all in school except for her youngest, who was 9 months younger than Bruce, who Bruce spent a lot of time with and developed friendship. As we went on and looked forward every day for Bruce to get to see his friends, Amal would curate daily play to learn style activities that I could see the daily development with Bruce. Bruce would come home singing new songs, sounding out letters, dancing, sharing so many wonderful things. He was happy. Some of those things Amal would teach the children was how to clean up, take turns, hand washing, manners, reading, and how to use a pencil. She also made sure they did physical activity like basketball, dance, and imaginative play. For a while, when Bruce came home, he would be an elephant. I know Bruce's favorite things to do there was play in the background, Amal's son, blah, blah. And then part 2 was posted by the husband. I don't even know if I'm going to read all this shit because my voice is going. I'm sick. But the husband supposedly goes ahead and posts another bunch of paragraphs. And maybe this is a good story. A real story, I guess. One thing is so appreciative is that Amal cooked healthy home-cooked meals every day and sent Bruce home with snacks for a long car ride home. So they went out of their way, a long car ride, to drop off to the specific place. It was so generous. Each day we would drive away, her son would be waving to us on their deck with a giant smile until we were all the way out of view. That's one of my favorite memories. Sometimes her husband and our children were home when the house was full. That was Bruce's favorite. He loved them all. When I'd get there to pick him up, they'd all be rallied around him. And he was just through the moon giddy. Something I never forget is that when they got back from Disneyland, they had brought him back a Pluto hat. I couldn't believe it. Maybe this is a real story. I don't know. Or is it too fantastical? I don't know what to think. Other children would be in Amal's care too. What I was impressed was Amal's ability to meet the needs of each individual child. Sounds like, I don't know. and give them all proper attention. I don't know how she does it. To be an incredible caretaker is also an incredible mother. That's Amal. Her children are impressively smart. All of them way advanced in reading, respectful, friendly, funny, and just plain happy. When Bruce got to a certain age, he started struggling with more impulses, went through a period where he would bite or hit Amal's youngest son. That's when you would have got kicked out. That's when you should get kicked out of the daycare. Her son, of course, would rightfully cry, but then most of the time just gave Bruce a hug in return. So he's getting bit and beat up, and her son's just like hugging him after. That's Amal's mothering. She was so warm and gentle. Something extra special in Bruce's development with Amal was that Bruce got to start learning a new language. And also about the holidays that haven't been part of our lives before. They would include him in celebrations. He was introduced to new foods. And I know Bruce took every second in. Because of that, I was learning too. Amal was there for us, crawling, walking, talking. And the start of the potty training, Bruce eventually had caught up developmentally. And I'm 100% confident Amal was a major recipe in Bruce's success. I don't know why I read all that shit. I don't know. But it almost seems like a pitch to bring other people here or something. I mean, if it's a real story, it's incredible, I guess. Seems a little over the top, but Sam Howell. I bet you one person wrote this. No way the wife wrote this long ass shit, the first part, and then the husband stepped in and wrote part 2. Why go out of the way to get 2 accounts to post this? What did she ask her husband? Hey, I want to write a review. Please, I want to put it in your name. All right, just leave me alone. Shut up. God, here, take the phone. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much.
The fact that a community with the
ChatGPT,
combined IQ of about 63 was able to finesse the United States government out of tens of billions of dollars with no oversight or accountability is insane to me. Because I can't even go tax exempt all year without the threat of fucking the IRS coming and getting me and locking me up and seizing all my assets. Like, what are we paying taxes for? I guarantee you that about 90% of our debt.
And apparently that person, Sam Howell, and the other person, they've only ever made 1 review ever. It was that. How'd they level 2 with 1 review? I don't know. Maybe you can't be a level 2, 1 review. Weird.
It's fraud. It's enriching others. And we are literally the purse and the slaves of the fucking world. And none of our politicians care because they're in on it too.
Maybe it's real. Who knows? Nobody knows. A Somalian immigrant, apparently they're saying Abdi Dasani is running for Minnesota State Representative as Democrat.
For Minnesota House District 14A. And I bet you'll never guess what type of business Abdi owns. Blooming Kids Childcare. And I did a little research on Blooming Kids, and they have quite the laundry list of violations as well, just like the other ones that we were looking at. And over the years, they've been violated for no first aid kits, unsanitary conditions, not complying with CPR regulations, no supervision for the kids, not operating within the terms of their license. They never submitted their DHS background study when requested. Children were subjected to prohibited disciplinary actions, no furnishings, no equipment, no materials, and no supplies. No documents to show that the teachers were qualified to do the job. Same violations happen over and over and over. No immunization records for any of the children, not enough staff. So I'm not able to see how much money that this particular daycare center is getting from the state or the federal government, because that needs to be done by somebody who has access to that information, which I don't. I did look up his campaign fund donations, and he's not getting any from any daycare center. So if somebody can tag Nick Shirley.
So everybody's looking into all these daycares. It's caused chaos. Another 2 daycares right next to each other. Both should be open. Neither are open. Let's see.
All right, so I actually just found 2 daycare centers right next to each other. This one right here is listed on maps. That one's supposed to be open, and it's not. This one, Little Jack's Corner, that one is not listed on maps. I looked it up online. That is also supposed to be open, and it is not open. So, yeah, I don't know there. But once again, so far, every daycare center I've seen so far, save for one. There's one daycare center I've seen so far that was open. All the other ones that I've seen are closed, and they are supposed to be open right now. So, interesting.
I don't know. What's the phenomena? What's going on? Apparently, too, I was just sent this. They're saying the Somalian community is going to come together and sue Nick Shirley.
We are suing Nick Shirley. Listen, we are litigious. We are litigious people. We are an ancient people. Y'all think some of those people got lawyers? Run the media, all that? We're the original. You cannot be anti-Kushetic. Okay, check us out, bro. You know our history. And now we're here to save America. Because clearly y'all can't deal with, y'all can't deal with these folks. Y'all can't deal with Elon. Y'all can't deal with Trump. Y'all can't deal with Epstein. We got you. You can't deal with Zionists? It's no problem. We got you. I got you. Best believe. Best believe. Best believe. Best believe. Best believe. Best believe. When you come from the Somali people, we don't start nothing, but we damn sure as hell will finish it. Wrap that up, send that to Fox News. Wrap that up, send that to Fox News. I don't give a shit. Somalana. Okay?
Assalam. Allah.
Listen, man, I got Somali blood running through me. You understand that? Y'all see the Somali features. I mog all of you haters. That's number one. I mog all of y'all. That's a fact. That's a fact. I mog all of you haters. You hear me? Y'all hate us for our beauty. Y'all hate us for our ancient culture. You guys hate us for our wisdom. You hate us for everything. And I can't get deported. Oh, we're here to sell you. We're here to save you. We're here to save the American people. We're here to save you from the Epstein class. We're here to save you from the billionaires exploiting you. We're here to save this country. Because clearly, it's not been working.
Somali. So I was just scrolling. I think, was I tagging this or I saw this? So a news station went out to disprove Nick Shirley. Let's see what they're saying. Because now this is called a cascade of events. A cascade of events. So the media is investigating the claims. This is from CBS Minnesota. Confirmed kids go to ABC Learning Center. Who's ABC Learning Center? Spoke with, maybe that's one of the places he went to. Spoke with director Ahmed Hassan and reviewed surveillance video for the day of Nick's video. It proves kids were dropped off right before/after Nick stopped by. All right, let's see.
This is ABC Learning Center in Minneapolis.
They have to learn ABC and numbers.
Director Ahmed Hassan gave WCCO a tour after finding his daycare in the national spotlight.
All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center.
Oh, okay. Again, I don't watch the full 40-minute video.
In a now viral video, right-wing YouTuber Nick Shirley claims nearly a dozen daycare centers in Minnesota are taking public funds but not providing a service. He says ABC Learning Center is one of them, knocking on the door in mid-December.
I would like to check a child in the daycare.
Hassan says his employee didn't respond because Shirley was in a group of about 8 people, and his staff were concerned about recent ICE activity.
Is this daycare committing fraud?
ICE.
No, we're not committing fraud.
Hassan showed us security footage from the same day Shirley was here. According to the timestamps in the videos, this woman takes a young child into the center at around 9 a.m. that day, about 3 hours before Shirley arrives at the door closer to the street. Within the hour.
What time did this motherfucker go to the door? Let's see.
According to the timestamps in the videos, this woman takes a young child into the center at around 9 a.m. that day, about 3 hours before Shirley arrives at the door closer to the street.
3 hours later.
Within the hour after Shirley leaves, a woman arrives at the other door with a stroller. A larger family heads inside a few hours later. Tuesday afternoon, WCCO found at least a dozen children at ABC Learning Center, which is licensed with the state. Records show Minnesota officials last visited the daycare in November, noting some corrected and ongoing violations related to day-to-day operations, but no record of fraud.
What did I do? I'm just a typical human being who wants to live and do the right thing. I have kids to feed.
Umi Hassan, the daycare's current owner, believes these latest fraud accusations are political. Both she and Hassan are Somali Americans.
We pay our taxes. We do whatever we can to be a law-abiding citizen. At the same time, when one Somali does something wrong, we all get collective punishment.
With Shirley's video now approaching 2.3 million views on YouTube alone, they say they are getting non-stop phone calls harassing them.
I was looking for a place for my granddaughter.
With many of those calls attached to out-of-state phone numbers.
They normally say, knock, knock, we're gonna come. You're gonna arrest, something like that.
Hassan says they turned over attendance records to comply with the Department of Homeland Security request. They're now waiting to hear back. CBS News is reviewing records related to the same daycares. All but 2 have active licenses. And Aaron, while the active places have violations related to safety or staff training, there's no recorded evidence.
Okay. Is the Learing Center?
Connor, thank you so much. Well, another facility highlighted in the YouTube video was Quality Learning Center. The people operating it would not speak with us, but we did talk to a mother dropping off her kids.
I take my kids here, 2 o'clock to 10. Yeah, there's a lot of kids inside.
We spoke with another woman who says she owns the building that houses the daycare. She says they've been operating there since 2017. New tonight, this child care facility says it's dealing with the fallout of fraud allegations. The Nokomis Daycare Center in Minneapolis says vandals did extensive damage there overnight.
They're claiming, this is the place that's claiming some people broke in and they stole records, I guess.
New tonight, this child care facility says it's dealing with the fallout of fraud allegations. The Nokomis Daycare Center in Minneapolis says vandals did extensive damage there overnight.
That's a crazy thing, too. I don't understand the 2 to 10. I've never heard of a daycare like that. It's like Bizarro World. I don't know. I guess what is it for night shift parents? Somebody said bar hours or something. Happy hour hours. 2 to 10 nightclub.
They believe divisive and hateful rhetoric toward the Somali community is to blame. We expect to learn some more details tomorrow.
We had a break-in and they stole all our records, so now we can't prove or disprove anything.
Here in Minnesota, a local realtor reached out to me to tell me about another way that Somalians are scamming Minnesotans out of their taxpayer dollars. In her community alone, Somalians have bought up over 455 homes. They buy these homes, claiming they're turning these homes into home health care centers. She says the way we know Somalians have bought these homes is because all of a sudden, extremely nice cars start showing up. Mercedes, BMWs, the nicest cars are parked in the driveway. And she said by law, the state will not come out and inspect these homes and make sure these homes even have clients living in these homes. She also said, as a realtor, she cannot disclose to people wanting to buy homes in this neighborhood that Somalians have bought that home and they're using that as a home health care center. She said these homes can even take people in who've just been released from jail, and the neighborhood does not need to know about this. But she says many of these homes do not even have clients in them. But the state is writing them checks every month for the clients that the Somalians say are in these homes. And these Somalians are making millions of dollars off of these homes every year. The Somalians have figured out exactly the perfect plan as to how to scam Minnesota taxpayers out of their money. They are.
Well, what I'm saying with this, it's not that hard to even somewhat make it somewhat legitimate. I guess if those are the only requirements. You can buy a home, set a room for the kids, run a little daycare out of there, just, have a little sheet with some attendants. Let's see.
Obviously, it was 30 over. Vast majority may be legit.
Tim Waltz. 161 Childcare LLC.
Holy shit, buckle up. If you guys thought Minnesota was bad, I have a feeling Ohio.
They're looking at Ohio now.
A bit worse. And big shout out to Anthony Rubin from Muckrakers. They're over there holding it down now. We got 3 citizen journalists that I've just found today, just on TikTok. They're already blowing this story up. So this video is by Harley Sandhorse 84 over on X. And we're talking about a facility called 161 Childcare LLC. This facility, you can see it right here. It's located in Columbus, Ohio. This is part 1. And notice your favorite Somali has a nice Supreme phone case on her phone. Most likely bought and paid for with your tax dollars. But I digress. I'll let you be the judge of that. Check this video out. Make sure you go there and follow Harley Sandhorse. And if this isn't Harley Sandhorse's video, please drop the leave that to
Enroll. How do you enroll your children here? You can't do that? No kids? So how can I enroll my children? It says you get public money through. You get public money through Ohio. You get money through the state of Ohio. This is a money that gets.
Let me remind you, Nick Shirley gained 300,000 followers in 24 hours off of that one video. So if you guys are putting out these videos on Instagram or on TikTok, and you guys want a little help blowing them up, please feel free to send me a link to my DM over on X at Ryan.
Okay, Layla had just sent me this too. This came out 47 minutes ago from Fox 9 Minneapolis, and this is regarding the daycare that was supposedly vandalized last night. Excuse me. I need a cough drop.
Good morning.
This just came out. I guess, I don't know if they did a press conference. This is brand new. Let's check it out. Carry on. Thank you for the 10. Appreciate the support. Happy New Year's as a Minnesotan. Thank you for covering this. Thank you. So this place is saying they got vandalized. Let's see what happened here.
My name is Nasrullah Mohammed. That is spelled
We bump up the volume.
RULAHMOHAMED. I am the manager at Nokomis Daycare Center, and today I want to talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday morning, I was called by the owner because unfortunately someone came in to our daycare. The cleaner called the owner and told him what happened and the vandalism that happened. The owner called us. Me and another manager came into the scene around 6 a.m. We looked and saw what happened, and we saw that the suspect came in from the back, broke in from the back kitchen, and he also destroyed the wall to come in. As he came in, he broke a door from the wall from Family Dollar from the side. He couldn't, unfortunately, we don't know if that he went in or not, but we saw that it was damaged. As we walked around the daycare, we saw that our office doors was broken into as well. We saw that, unfortunately, there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made
a white man named Nick Shirley.
This all happened. We've been receiving hateful messages through our voice notes threatening us since the past couple of days, including one that happened yesterday morning after the break-in. This is frightening and exhausting because this is happening to us Somali communities as Somali Americans. We are supposed to stand with each other and help each other through everything that's happening. This is also sad that a video can cause all of this. I want to say that there are hundreds of daycares out there, Somali daycares that are out there, and we all help our children and everyone in our community. We have high quality daycares, and this is very sad news that one individual who made a false claim about fraud that is happening in the daycares engaged everyone else to come and do this to us. We are not a part of any harmful things that are being said. We have no problem with CCAP, and our licensing has been good, even the inspections. I want to say no intimidation is going to stop us from what is happening and upgrading our community. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Mary Solheim, and that is spelled Mary Solheim. And I'm a child care provider in Maplewood. I'm here today to support Nokomis, the Child Care Center, the teachers, the families, and their children. What happened here is absolutely unthinkable. And it is the direct result of the inflammatory rhetoric coming from the constant barrage of harassment from not only the current federal administration, but half of our Minnesota legislators as well. But now a random YouTube personality can cause this much fear. Fear needs to stop. Our children, our families, and teachers and providers work hard enough without feeling scared to come to work every single day. What happened here underscores that there is reason to be scared. We heard last night that the federal government that is complicit in this rhetoric is freezing our child care funding for the entire state of Minnesota under the guise of rooting out fraud. This has to stop. It is dangerous and people are getting hurt. Our child care assistance program that relies on federal funding serves over 20,000 kids in over 4,000 programs. Has anyone considered what happens when 20,000 kids can't get access to child care? That's 20,000 kids whose parents can't go to work. That's 4,000 child care programs whose teachers aren't getting paid. That's entire communities that will soon be shut down. I know the Minnesota child care system inside and out. I know how incredibly difficult it is to commit fraud in the child care assistance program. I also know that our child care providers who are of Somali descent are being racially targeted because I have witnessed it firsthand. We want the state to catch child care centers committing fraud. We want them to be held accountable. It hurts all of us. It hurts children especially, and it hurts child care centers that are working tirelessly to provide high-quality child care. But fraud does occur across race, across income, and across geography. When a few child care centers that serve white children commit fraud, do we decide that every child care center that serves white children is committing fraud? No. The Somali child care community deserves that same respect. This federal administration is actively targeting our Somali neighbors and friends who are the backbone of their communities and an integral part of our larger communities. They are our teachers, doctors, business owners, and child care providers. Their child care centers are the hubs of their communities. Families rely on them for care and counsel, and they go above and beyond when their families need help. And they are being treated as pawns in a political game, a very dangerous game, and it needs to stop. And I have a message for my sisters and brothers in child care. Thank you for your service, and thank you for being here to love our kids.
My name is Sadia Aden. I am a parent of Nokomis Childcare. I have not seen any problem before this time in the child care center. I am a working parent, and I bring my kids here while I'm at work. And now I cannot bring my kids anymore because they are too scared. And I don't have anyone to be home with the kids while I go to work. And I would like the person who did this heinous crime to be caught.
magaalada xataa marka aadno baabuurta wadano dadka weyna maagayaan eraya khaldab bay nagu dhahayaan ayaan lacagtanba waa saxdeen baabuurta ku badeen.
As of recently, as we are driving down the streets in our city, in our safe homes, we are being targeted and being called out names and being accused of crimes that we have not committed.
dadka khiyaanada suubiyayna in la qabtaa oo wax qaldan ka suubiyaan in la qabtaa aniga waa ku saxsanaa dawladana ku sabad gareynayna.
And whoever commits crimes should be caught. I support the government in doing accountability.
ilmaha hadda daycareka cabsi baa uga jirta I don't imaan karaan because fiidiyoyaashii baa arkeen daycareka meesha laga subsaday ilmihii sidaa meesha ku keenna way adkaanaysaa because waxyaalahaan aaday u culus yihiin.
Bringing our kids will be very tough with more and more of this hate crimes happening in our city.
maadaama wada shaqaysananahay dawladda waxay naga bixisaa daycareka in laga shirana ma rabno because wax noo haynaya ilmihii ma lahan.
As a working parent, my kids come here with the support of the government, and the parents right now don't have a support system to leave their kids at home.
ilmahan kaligood guriga ma looga tagi karo because jeela ku aadaysaa marka waxaan rabnaa dawladda inay naga dhaafto waxaan ay dhahayaan waa xiraynaa daycareadeeda noo farnaadaan ilmaha iyagana ay noo helaan amni.
As a working parent, I don't think that we can leave kids at home, and I don't think that is right. But having the government say that they are cutting support will be very hurtful, and it will be hard for us to continue working and providing for our families.
America marka imaanay waxaana lagu dhahay safe waaye waa ka shaqaysan kartaa wax ka saaqsan kartaa hadda laakiin taas ma dareemayno waxaan dareeminaa in eraya khaldan oo wadankana laga cayrinay.
Being a Somali American, I was always told that it is safe here and you are welcomed here, and this is no longer the story that I feel and my kids feel.
waxaan rajeynayaa in dawladda stateko ay daycareka noo dhaafaan dadkana dhibanayaan aniga qabtaa.
And I request that our government supports our childcare centers and stop this heinous crime and this hate that's happening around our state. Thank you. Hi, my name is Amina Aden, A-M-I-N-A-A-D-A-N. I am reading this speech on behalf of a Somali childcare provider who's receiving threats every day. Like nearly every Somali childcare provider in the state, it is too dangerous for them to speak personally, so thank you for understanding. I want to express my outrage, sadness, and frustration in what is happening to our community. I am heartbroken at what happened at Nokomis, and I am angry. I am angry because there's no reason for things like this to be this way. Somali childcare providers are being used in a political game. We are being hurt in the political game. The state is funding and prosecuting fraud, whether in childcare or other industries. The new surge in enforcement is causing trauma to our community entirely, and especially our precious children. In our culture, lying is a great offense, which makes it even more difficult to understand why a video that is full of misinformation is what is promoting our federal government, the one that is supposed to be for our people, by the people, and for the people, to freeze childcare funding in our state. This will impact thousands of people. People will lose their jobs and hold their homes. Those who are committing fraud need to be held accountable. We can do that without terrorizing a whole community. The majority of our Somali childcare centers are very hardworking to provide high-quality childcare to our children in our communities, just like most of the other non-Somali childcare centers. We love those children like they are our own. We care for those children like they are our own. And we love following all the rules and regulations set by the state, and yet because we are Somali, we are being targeted and accused of fraud. It is very frightening the last few days in our community. Minnesota licensing and regulation requires us to keep our doors controlled and not allow anyone unauthorized to come in. When two people come to the door asking, where are the children? Providers have rightfully denied them access. Can you imagine if two Somali men knocked on the doors of a childcare center with mostly white children and demanded where are the children? They would be arrested immediately. My community is tired of being used. We want our lives peacefully, contributing to our larger communities and the state of Minnesota. We want our children to grow up loved and safe. Are we not entitled as humans to that safety? Thank you. If you have any questions.
For the manager of this facility, a couple Republican lawmakers have already either said or insinuated that they believe this was a made-up vandalism to get attention. I'm wondering what your response would be to that.
This is not made up. You can see what happened here. I believe that people show hate towards us because of what one person said. One person's opinion can't change what everyone is doing. Look what happened to us. We wouldn't do this for no reason, for attention. We're just showing you that what happened to us is real. And yesterday was our daycare. Tomorrow might be someone else's. We don't know. So this has to stop.
Could you also respond to, there's a spokesperson for the police department told us that it was reported that there was no loss and that nothing was taken.
Oh, that's where you got it from. My bad, Nick. So excuse me. Nick Sorter and somebody else posted that, according to police, nothing was stolen. Let me delete this because I was asking him where he got it from. It's in the press conference. He was asking where, and so the reporter, because a lot of the times these reporters, they know a lot about what's happening behind the scenes, what people are asking, sources. They have communication with police. So check this out.
Could you also respond to, there's a spokesperson for the police department told us.
A spokesperson for the police department.
That it was reported that there was no loss and that nothing was taken. Is that incorrect? Like, was nothing reported that was taken? What was the situation there?
The police officer came in the morning. We told him what happened, and we told him that from what we've seen, we haven't seen, like, from in the position that we were in that moment, we were all worried about what was damaged and everything. We told him that we're going to check everything out. We're going to call him back, and we're going to tell him that what's taken.
Okay. So there were things taken?
Yes.
And you did call them back to tell them there were things taken?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
You characterized the person who came in as him. Do you have any clues as to who this person was, and are you worried about the sensitive information that was taken?
We don't know the exact person. We just saw from the security camera from our neighboring store. We saw maybe an individual or two. We haven't seen because we've seen an image like walking around. So I'm just saying him or her because of what I saw. And I'm not saying that it's...
Are you worried about the child care information that you're saying was taken, the information of parents and children?
Of course.
Their home addresses?
Who wouldn't be worried? So we are getting to the bottom of it.
And what time can you clarify, like, that this happened? I know just a lot of, it's like Sunday night, Monday morning, like...
The break-in.
Yeah.
This happened around yesterday, midnight. After from 3 a.m. until 6, somewhere in between.
For the mom who's here, I wonder if you can talk about what it was like for you to hear that your family's information might have been taken.
وارد ahaan soo garanaysaa informationka maadaama la qaato warqado oo qoran yaalka iyo adreeskeeda waxyaasha information
waxaan rabay inaan ka hadlo waa ilaaway because taasaan kusii dhinjaysanba last time waxaan daawanaya dad gurigooda inta loogu tagay la dilay taasaaba ku baqanaa inaynu ku dhacdo oo gurigana lagu soo jabiyo laga dilo anagoo hormar.
She said, I forgot to mention that with all the trauma, but I am very scared, just like we've already seen, that public officials have been come to their house and killed and murdered for no reason, and I feel many of our parents are going to be scared of that.
ilmahayagana way weydiinayaan marka way arkayaan wixii newska ka arkayaan marka waxay dhan hoysay guriga ku noolaan karnaa because informationkeena meeshaan yaada.
My kids see what's on the news and they are reading and they are asking me what can we do now that they know our information and our home addresses.
Do you mind kind of elaborating how many children come to Nokomis and how long you all have been in operation, just like to paint a picture of?
We've been running the daycare since 2016, and about the information of the daycare, I don't want to disclose that to the media and everything. I just want to keep it to our personal agenda and everything. Thank you very much.
The daycare is still open?
Yeah, yes.
In operation?
Yes.
And who all is here today? Is this like a mixture of parents, of students,
our community,
and then just other community members?
Yes,
who wanted to
our
join?
community.
Money's being cut.
We're all standing with
Money's
each
being
other.
cut.
Were you part of the video?
Questions here. Thank you very much for coming.
Were
Thank
you
guys for
part
your
of that
time.
video?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No further questions.
So that just happened. Press conference. They're saying that their daycare was broken into and vandalized, and that supposedly they just took documents. I guess they just took time and attendance, financial stuff, parent records. I guess that's all they took and left. That's pretty wild. And there's pictures here that was posted. They say they have video. They should probably just release the video, but they say they have video. Police are going to have to investigate. What, did they bust through the wall? What are they crawling through the walls and shit? Ocean's 11? Ocean's 12? Why were the documents stored in the wall next to the water heater? Yeah, what's going on there? What was the point of breaking the wall here? What the? I don't know. It's just strange. And I saw apparently they posted, they have the whole interview with this Learing Center manager, I guess. Let me see if it shows up here. I've always seen like a 20, 30-second clip. I've never seen the full interview. Want to work for me, huh? I'm gonna let you click it.
Yes.
All right, let's see.
Yes, I want to start with the statement, which was a lot of the journalism that's been going on the last couple of days has been really dishonest. I don't want to point fingers at anybody, but I do feel like what was done was someone came to our building outside of operating hours. When there's a specific sign on our doors that says our days and our hours. He came outside of those hours and then claimed, hey, they're closed and they're still making money. They're using taxpayer money to work. And it's like, you don't come outside of operational hours and then say they're using taxpayer money. That was completely false. As you can see, we're open Mondays through Thursdays, 2 to 10 p.m. He was here earlier. I don't see him right now. So it's like, are you trying to record that we're doing fraud, or are you trying to put the Somali name and the fraud in the same sentence? That's what really hurt us the last couple of days. We're open. We've been open. We haven't closed. We've been open for eight and a half years now.
Which is weird because they did. I saw somewhere where they said that supposedly they were going to close and then they changed their minds.
Haven't closed once during that period. So I wanted to touch on that first. The second thing is, which is kind of laughable, is the sign. We messed up the sign. We paid somebody to do our sign. He incorrectly did it. We're having him work on it. We paid him to correct the sign. He said it'll be done by this week. So by the end of this week, our sign will be fine. The third thing, which is...
Paid him to correct it. Why would you pay somebody to correct it if they messed it up in the first place?
The fraud claim. There's no fraud going on whatsoever. Kids come to us, clients come to us, their parents come to us, they're here daily, they leave on time, they come on time. There's no fraud going on whatsoever. Where those claims came from, I mean, if a group of people does fraud, you don't paint the brush with everyone in that group. You don't say, hey, there's a group of people that are Somali that are doing fraud. Say, hey, every single Somali must be part of fraud. No, we're business owners. Being a business owner is extremely tough. Trying to raise kids that are not yours, that are others, is extremely tough as well. But then for people to come and go like, hey, they're not really working, they're just taking free money. if any of us have children here, raising children is not easy. Trying to help them with schoolwork, trying to build their manners is not easy work. So when somebody comes and does that, it's really disheartening. In the community itself, as Minnesota, as Somalis, as people that own this business for 8 years now, we do nothing but to uplift the community, uplift our children, uplift one another, uplift non-Somalis, uplift Somalis, to make a better community for all of us. So when somebody comes in and says, hey, they're not doing it, it's just like if he would have came during operational hours and there's no one here, okay, you've got a point. He came, I think it was 11 a.m. Obviously, there's no cars in the parking lot. If you look around, there's cars now. Yeah, because our employees are here, our children are here, our clients are here. But don't come at 10 a.m. and get like, hey, their door's not open. Obviously, our door's not going to be open at 10 a.m. We're not open at 10 a.m. That sign on the door says that.
So is this what the parking lot looks like every day at this time?
Talk about the process you go through to get a license for daycare?
And I think a lot of people are not familiar with it because not everyone's a daycare owner, not everyone takes their children to daycare. Opening a daycare license is not easy whatsoever. I see a lot of people pointing fingers at DHS. DHS does a good job to the point that if you ask most daycare owners, Somali or not Somali, it's a really strenuous process. You have to admit paperwork. You have to submit paperwork daily. You have to do a monthly. You have to do a yearly. They have to make sure kids are coming. They have to make sure parents are busy with work or school per se. If the parents are not occupied, we don't get paid. So for example, you bring your children to me. While we're open, if you're at home, we don't get paid for those children. Those children can't come to us. We can decide as daycare, hey, like out of just to do a favor for the parent, we'll bring the parents. But those kids, we're not going to get paid for it. That day their parents stop working or stop going to school, we don't get paid for it. So it's not like, hey, just enroll yourself in daycare. It's not that easy. The parents themselves, yearly, they have to, there's a redetermination form, how much they make, where they live, the house income, the size of the house. They have to fill all those out. What kind of income they make, both parents, how much they make. If they make over a certain threshold, the government does not pay for them. So it's not like the government is paying for people that have their pockets full. It's people that can't afford it and are working and are going to school. So the government and DHS make sure that person is not able to take care of their children. That's the only time they can bring it to our or any daycare. If the parent is at home, we're not getting paid.
What do you say? What do you say to people who say this is like all for show? Like all the cars in the parking lot, the kids being dropped off now. It's only a response to that video. What do you say to that?
We spoke about this earlier. You guys can come tomorrow. You guys can come on Thursday. You guys can come back Monday. If there's not this many cars, so let me know. There'll be this many cars. There'll be children going in and out because that's what a daycare center is.
Why would the commissioner say today that you have been closed for a whole week now, not due to fraud, but because of spacing issues?
No, we haven't. We've never had spacing issues. We've never discussed this with our licensor. We have a licensor that we deal with every 6 to 12 months. We've never had spacing issues. You have a certain capacity. We have capacity of 99 children. We can't take more than that. But we never had spacing issues. Like where all of that came from is completely false. We have kids going in and out. And like I told them earlier, you guys can come tomorrow. Check it out again. But what frustrates me is the YouTubers that are making the claims, where are they now? Like he was here, they were here earlier, you see kids and now you're not here. So where are you now?
So how many employees do you have? Because people think you're not taking all that money because you have employees. So
there's employees, there's food that we have to serve them. We have to serve them lunch, 2 snacks, and dinner. For 60 plus kids, that bill is not small. That bill is not small. We pay the teachers, obviously. We have to pay the teachers a good wage, standard. If not more, when they're with us for a certain time, we have to increase their pay. We have to make sure the toys are up to date. We have to make sure even the electronics they use inside the building is up to date. So it's not like the money comes and it's in our pockets. It's hardworking people that are here. It's hardworking parents. It's hardworking employees. It's hardworking owners that make all this happen. It's not one or two people that make this happen.
What would you say to Nick Shirley, the YouTuber, if he was standing in front of you?
I have nothing against him himself, but I do have something against the rhetoric. It's if you're going to be a journalist, just have a moral compass. Like do what you do correctly. If you catch business that are fraud, no one here is with that or. Like we don't support that as a community. I don't support that myself. I was born and raised here. I'm not for fraud. Like the notion that hey, a certain batch of Somalis got caught, so all of them support it. It's like no one. If in any community, any mishaps that happen, The rest of the community obviously doesn't want that to happen. It's a stain on all of our names, as you guys can see. We don't want that to happen. We don't take part in that. We don't like that. We don't want that in our communities. But just to say, hey, a certain company got caught, so they must all do it, and I feel like that's what he's doing. I'm not a fan of that.
2 to 10 p.m. may not be your typical daycare hours, so can you explain why it is
the reason for that is we're after school hours. So most of our clients, not most of our clients, all of our clients is after school hours. So schools earliest dismissal would be 2:15 to 2:30ish, and the latest dismissal would be up to like 4:30ish, 4:40ish. So that's when our kids come to us. We don't have anyone in the morning. We deal with only parents and clients that come to us after school. So that's why ours are 2 to 10 p.m. Just as a side note, if I try to tell you guys, if you try to open in the morning, it's not as advantageous because if the parent has 5 to 6 kids, they're not able to bring most of them because they're going to be at school. They'll bring you an infant, but you'll maybe have 8 to 10 infants. You can't really suffice a business with that.
There was a Zoom call today with the state, with politicians in the House, that said that you closed last week. I'm walking up, yeah.
I discussed that with her. We never closed. There was never a sign on our door. There was never a time where kids were told to stop coming. There was never a time we told our employees to stop coming. All that's false information. Like, where does this come from?
From a Zoom call today with the...
No, we were not closed. We were not closed. We didn't tell anyone we're closed. We didn't email anyone. We didn't contact anybody. We have a licensor. There's a specific form that you filled out. You can't just say, hey, I'm closed. You have to fill out a certain paper, send it back. That has to be approved by DHS and then be sent back for you to be closed per se. That was never done.
Do you think the commissioner mistook your facility for a different place, or how
I'd rather
does the state get that information?
I'd rather not speak for them, but that's completely false information. That's nothing that we, like I said, filled out and submitted to anybody. So I don't want.
All right. I think I need to jump off for a bit. Let me see. There was just so much stuff popping up. It's almost impossible to get through all of it. This guy said he exposed
Nick Shirley, the journalist who exposed fraud taking place in Minnesota, has just been exposed even more than he already was. So here's the daycare center where they misspelled the word learning. And this is the sign that Nick, for some reason, tried to hide in his video. This is a close-up picture of that sign. You can take a look at their hours right here, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now, this is a close-up image from Nick.
Yeah, they're saying that supposedly he was trying to hide the time he went there purposely outside of business
YouTube video of a lady's phone screen that answered the door at the next place he visited. And if you take a close look, you can see it says it's 109.
The next place he visits on.
A close-up image from Nick's YouTube video of a lady's phone screen that answered the door at the next place he visited. And if
the next place.
Take a close look, you can see it says it's 1:09 p.m. This means that Nick went to that daycare center, saw the sign on the door, and intentionally went there before they were supposed to open to try to expose them as not having any kids in the building or locking their doors. Pretty disingenuous, isn't it? But it somehow gets even worse. This specific place he went to is confirmed to be closed. I did some more research to try to find out some more information.
They're open. That's the whole thing, too. There's been a lot of back and forth. Were they closed? Were they open? One of the commissioners said they were closed, and then he's saying they're open. It's all this crazy shit. All right, let me see. Anything else? Oh, there was one thing I wanted to mention. We'll leave that for another time. It's too much shit. There's too much. It is too much. One other thing. Apparently, the oversight committee. What a hot mess. This is all a hot mess. The oversight committee is saying here, we're bringing in Tim Waltz to answer for the massive fraud in Minnesota. 2 hearings. January 7th, Minnesota State Reps, and February 10, Tim Waltz and AG Keith Ellison. We will expose failures and identify solutions. Okay, we shall see. The Oversight Committee. All right, guys, I'm going to head out for now. I appreciate you. We've been here for a while. 2.5 hours. Need to get something to eat. Relax a little bit. But there's a lot of people now looking into the daycare fiasco. A lot of people walking up to these places and investigating them themselves. Major fallout. I forgot to play this lady too. Fallout, mass chaos.
They're rounding up everybody who is involved in fraud.
No, they're not rounding up everybody. They're all talking about Somalis. That's the point.
I want them to round up anyone who is involved in defrauding American taxpayers of what apparently amounts to $9 billion in a very, very small state. Somali, whether they're citizens, immigrants, white, I don't care.
You don't care if
I
they
want
target
the
one
fraud
community?
to stop.
But do you support the targeting of this one community or not?
I support the
you think
targeting.
that's the right thing to do?
I support the
Or do you
targeting
think
of
that's the
people
wrong thing
engaged
to
in
do?
fraud.
But do you support the targeting of the Somali American community
If
as
they are-
directed by the president
if they
of
are
the United States
engaged in
based on their
fraud,
ethnicity?
That's not what he said.
That's it.
B,
That is precisely
That's
what he
If they are
said.
engaged in fraud and because they're American citizens, should that make them immune?
That's a straw man argument.
No.
Just answer the question.
I did.
Should
I
we
want
target
anyone
people
involved in
based on
fraud
their
to be
ethnicity?
targeted. Anyone involved in fraud.
But not based on their ethnicity.
I want it based on whether they're involved in
Is it
fraud.
so really so hard to answer that question? Yes.
I
Scott?
want it.
Yes. Is it
I
so
said
hard
the only
to sit there
criteria
and say we shouldn't target people based on their ethnicity?
The only criteria I
Can you
have
say
is fraud.
we shouldn't
Can you
target
say-
people based on
can
their
you
ethnicity?
say-
I
can
can
you-
say that.
can
Can
you
you
say
say
that-
that?
I can say
I
that.
can say
It
everyone
should not be
here can
targeted.
say
Can you
Anyone
say-
who's
targeting
not a
people based
deplorable
on their
human
ethnicity
being
is
can
bad.
say you
But
shouldn't
Scott
target people
Jennings
for
won't say that. Why won't you say that?
Because
Scott?
I don't agree that that's what's happening. I don't agree with your fallacy. I don't agree with your stupid.
Ad hominem attacks
It is-
are the
it is-
lowest form of argument, Scott.
The lowest form
You
of
can call
argument
me
is to come out
stupid.
here and accuse me of some kind of
I know,
race-based argument. There's
I'm
$9 billion
asking you
in
for what
fraud,
you believe.
and you don't care. That's the main problem.
So look,
That's-
hold on a
I
second.
think we've seen
Hold on a
clearly what
second.
Scott thinks about this.
Hold on a
Yeah, I
second.
think we've seen
So
clearly
there are a
that you
couple
don't
of
care about
things.
$9 billion.
Yesterday
Ad hominems. You're doing ad hominem attacks. Stop it. All right. I guess that's it for now, man. This is all my algorithm is showing me on X. Everything is this daycare scandal, the fiasco that's going on. People doing their own investigations now in different states. The cascade effect. Wow. Oh, little cats and dogs at the bottom. That's anytime somebody follows the channel or donates, it adds their name there to the bottom for the live stream. I wish there was other stuff you could put there. I'm gonna get off for a bit. I need to eat something. I'm gonna get off for a bit, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. We'll see what else today brings. I'm still kind of like sick under the weather. So, but yeah, I'll be around. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Have a good day. Be safe. If you're going to go out and party tonight, don't drink and drive. Take an Uber or stay home or sleep over somebody's house, whatever. All right. I'll catch you guys. Peace. Peace, peace.